plus years in giving back to our community. Shout out to Gruber Law Offices for being a supporter of the Tory Lowe community cleanup that is coming up on April 13th. They are a big supporter of that. And that's what I love about them as well. Not only do they take care of you, but they take care of the community. So give them a call today at 414-276-6666. That's 414-276-6666. Make that one call. That's all with Gruber Law Offices, or visit them at gruber-law.com.
Being blind doesn't always look how others
Listen to the man who tells you exactly how he sees it. The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
I'm Julian Johnson. Closing arguments in the trial of Kimberly Zapata are expected today. Zapata is accused of ballot fraud after sending 3 absentee military ballots to Menominee Falls State Representative Janelle Branchkin. Milwaukee Election Commission Executive Director Claire Woodall-Vaugh tells the defense it was Zapata's job to monitor absentee voting, and she paid close attention to military ballots.
Instead of just immediately sending them a ballot during the close of voter registration, she would see that, flag it, and try to contact the voter to make sure it was their intent to register as a military voter, and often it wasn't.
She said Zapata was likely trying to point out a flaw in Wisconsin's voting system when it comes to military ballots. New legislation passes requirements for private security guards in Milwaukee after the death of Isaiah Allen last August. Allen was shot and killed at a gas station convenience store by a man acting as security who was not properly vetted. The Milwaukee Common Council passed an ordinance Tuesday that requires private security guards to obtain a license, a bonding agreement, and a background check. Exterior structural demolition of the Milwaukee-owned Boston store at the former Northridge Mall begins as early as today. The city of Milwaukee took full possession of the mall in late January. While no formal plan has been released, the city expects to pursue a complete redevelopment of the site with a mixture of uses. They remind the public to stay away from the demolition site to ensure safety and avoid any potential hazards. Republican businessman Eric Hovde touting his efforts to end human trafficking as he campaigns to unseat Tammy Baldwin in the Senate this November. Hovde tells the Tory Lowe Show Tuesday,
I partnered with an actor, Ashton Kutcher. He started an organization called Thorn, and that's rescuing young girls or boys that are put into the prostitution rings. And so I provided the money to fund and create something called Spotlight. And Spotlight is a tool now for law enforcement and the FBI to find children that are being trafficked over the internet.
Hovde also talked about Hovde Homes, which are charitable shelters for vulnerable children he's financed mostly in Central America. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show is next on 101.7 The Truth.
We need each other.
That's facts.
I need my sisters. I need my brothers out here.
A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and for all the bootlickers, may you die 1,001.
The place for the realest conversations.
Tory Lowe want all the action, or you want all the smoke? Oh, I'm with all that smoke too, man.
I didn't see Ron Johnson. He trash. Chisholm is trash. How the hell you here to help us and your kids are dying in the street?
I understand that this is Milwaukee and everyone believes that if someone say something, it's snitching. It's not.
I don't care if it's the pastor. If you see the pastor ain't acting right, you check that fool. Where's the results?
Talking topics that need to be highlighted and discussed in our communities.
Would you trade places with a black person?
Yeah, sure. No, I would not.
Have you ever said the N-word? Come on, be the truth. We on the truth.
Unfiltered and unfazed. This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
The reason I believe the racism is getting worse is because whites know that they will be outnumbered in about 20, 21 years. They're going to be outnumbered.
Hey, Tory, man. How are you doing, brother? I'm actually from India. We brown people can totally relate with you. Sometimes it's like, did that just happen to me?
We have to not let the government mind us either.
That cop ain't never been brought to the public because he ain't normal, and he may not even exist no more.
Say no more. Release the video.
You know, you keep on doing what you're doing, man. You're going to take over this talk radio, man. Just keep on focusing on what you're focusing on. I wish you a lot of love.
God bless you, brother.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Tory Lowe.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth.
the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. 1-7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. And I'm here for the action.
And I'm but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How you doing, DJ Brother Z?
It's hump day.
And how y'all doing out there in Radio Land? Truth Nation. Hey, thank you for joining me this Wednesday, March 20th, 2024. And we got Tony Smith in the building, Marquette Hall of Famer. Tony Smith in the building. How you doing, Tony Smith?
What up?
Hey.
Chilling.
We got a lot to talk about today. Hey, it's hump day. And, on Wednesdays, I try to take a peek at some things that you may have posted on your page.
Ooh, yeah.
So I went. Tony be posting questions.
Good stuff too. Some good questions.
He be posting questions. But when he come on the show on Wednesdays, we want to see what Truth Nation think about the questions that you've been posting. Mm-hmm. And I want you to elaborate on some of these.
All right, go ahead. Elaborate. What we got to talk about?
Well,
which one are you thinking right now?
This one I think is funny. I'm gonna go with the funny one because I thought this was funny. Name 2 movie characters you'd rather see running for president rather than Biden versus Trump.
Right. And people were messing it up. They're naming real people. I was like,
movie characters.
I told them movie characters, not like real people, not the actors who played the characters.
Name 2 movie characters that you'd rather see running for president rather than Biden versus Trump. And you said, I'd rather see Hannibal Lecter versus Tony Montana.
Say hello to my little friend.
Oh, wow.
Those 2 better choices than Biden and Trump.
Oh, wow. I mean, I'll take some calls. I'll take some calls. The question, I guess, Tony Smith.
Another answer would be
is posted.
Let's get Dumb and Dumber in there.
Dumber and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, let them get a because
either one of them.
To me, and I think that this is how a lot of people feel. It's a reflection of what we have to choose as president. And I think a lot of people, in the back of their minds, they like, oh my God,
this is all we got to choose.
This is all we got to choose from. And then I'm an independent, so I get to watch both sides, and they'll try to find the good reasons to vote for their candidate. It don't matter. Like, okay, I guess they going with Biden, so they got to find something against Trump, and then the Trump's going against Biden. But if you look at both of them, hey, I guess this really what America wanted. I guess because we could have. It was some people running.
What do I gotta eat? I gotta eat these deep fried roaches, or do I gotta eat this fried rat? Which one? You gotta eat something. Which one you gonna eat?
Or eat the porcupine?
No, you only got 2 choices. They give us Biden and Trump. I'm giving you 2 choices for food. Which one you gonna eat? You eating this fried rat?
I'm fasting.
Or you no, you ain't fasting.
Yes, you can. You can close your mouth.
Okay,
you can stop.
If you're gonna starve to death,
you may not starve to death if you can drink enough water, get enough nutrients.
Okay, good luck.
Hey,
good luck.
You might last for a while.
You gonna last for a few days.
I don't know how long you gonna.
I think it's about 4 or 5 days.
Hold on, I don't know how long you gonna last if you eat that. What you just put on the menu, it might be, it might not be healthy. Yeah, it might be some rabies in there.
That's a delicacy.
It might be some rabies up in there. That might kill you faster.
You got to burn the meat. Make sure you burn all that out of there.
All bacteria don't burn out.
Most of it do.
If most of it do, but not the
fried up.
Not the Ebola.
Hey, that's what. I'm frying the Ebola out of rat.
Some stuff go along. If you burn it up, it's still up in there. Like
just deep fried.
It's a part of the skin.
Deep fried them roaches.
Hey,
That may be a more healthier choice.
They're both nasty.
Hey.
I might go on a fast for a couple days.
So Truth Nation, if y'all want to chime in, Tony Smith.
Yeah, and obviously it was just for comic relief.
It's comic relief, definitely comic relief. Name 2 movie characters you'd rather see running for president rather than Biden and Trump. If you want to hit the talk to text lines,
you give me 2.
Hey, hit the talk to text line.
Who you got? Who you got running? Z.
John Wick and Dom Toretto. So Keanu Reeves.
Okay, that's good. That'll be a good battle.
Who's Toretto from? What? I don't remember. I don't know that character.
Fast and Furious.
Who played him?
Vin Diesel.
Oh, Vin Diesel's character. Okay,
that'll be good.
John Wick. John Wick don't mess around now.
And that's the thing. But neither does Dom, especially when it comes to
that'll be
powerful. You want some president have to handle business. We'll
definitely be at war all the time
with everybody.
Right.
Who you got, Tori? Who you want to see in there?
I would say Denzel Washington.
I'm
talking about the actor.
Which character from Denzel?
The Equalizer.
Training Day or Equalizer?
I would do the Equalizer.
You the Equalizer?
And then the Training Day.
I forget their names. So
I don't.
You got Denzel versus Denzel?
Yeah.
Nah, come on. You got to have 2 different
Come on now. You didn't say that in the rules. You said 2 movie characters.
How is he going to run against himself?
It ain't the actor, it's the character.
I know, but it's still.
He's going to debate.
No, it's the character. No, you said the character. You said
you got to think
not
of
the
them
person.
debating.
So we don't keep them separate as characters. We we are focusing on the actor.
No. So you got a crooked cop versus a do-gooder.
Right.
FBI. Okay.
Yeah. But it's Denzel.
Because Training Day was a crooked. He's just a crooked cop.
Right, but it's Denzel character because a lot of people.
I get it.
His logic in each situation is different.
Yeah, he's crooked in Training Day.
Right,
he's dirty.
Right. So it looks like that's what's happening out here. Also, if it was cartoonish, I would say Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry, better choices.
Right.
A couple better choices.
Hey, Tom versus Jerry.
Wait, but Tom is an idiot though. That's the problem.
Right.
I mean, I guess he's similar to what we got now.
Jerry's
too smart for him.
He gets him sometimes.
He gets him most of the time.
He just can't hold him.
Trickery.
He just can't keep him. Also, it was something where you said I wanted to talk about. You posted
lately, or
this was something that you just recently posted. You said, do y'all agree? In most cases, not all, men marry who they want, and women marry who they can.
Oh yeah, caught a lot of smoke on that one.
Hold on, what you say? Men marry
who they want to marry.
Who they want to marry,
and women marry who they can.
What you mean?
Well, first of all, it wasn't my quote. I posted it to see what people thought about the quote.
Right.
And it wasn't my words. But when I saw that quote, I thought, I didn't immediately so most people they're immediately mad. Like, so the first, and I knew it was going to happen. The first 3 comments are women saying, "No, I married exactly who I want. I don't agree." So I'm like, "Really? You married who you want?" So, I let stuff marinate first. I let people say some stuff. I'll come on later possibly, and then start going down the line and starting some banner, refuting some stuff. So with those women that started off early with that, my first thought was like, okay, did you propose to your husband, or did he propose to you? And
what's the difference?
Well, you can probably see where I'm going with this. The difference is, he wanted to marry you. That's why he asked you.
Right.
You could have wanted to marry him as well. I get it. But had he not asked you, you wasn't marrying him.
Do women really ask men to marry them though? I think women give an ultimatum. Like, if I'm dating you, I may want to date to marriage. Right. But they don't come out and say, "Let's get married."
Correct. Which is the premise of that statement. Like, unless you're willing to go ahead and ask the guy to marry you, unless you're willing to propose,
and women are proposing now.
Well,
I see videos of women proposing.
It's very few though. What percentage?
Very few. I think it's low. I think it's very low.
Like what?
Because that's not the norm. Probably like not even 2%.
Okay, right. So again, so the premise of the quote still holds.
30?
Right?
Yeah, I was gonna say like 30%.
No, ain't no way.
30%. I don't know.
Like 30% out of
See,
all proposals.
do you know any? Do you know any woman who's proposed to a dude?
Cherie.
Okay, one.
RGM.
Okay, so you know one.
Okay, so she proposed to her husband?
Uh-huh.
Right, so you know
She
one.
bought the ring?
Yep.
What?
Right, Tori, how many do you know?
None.
I don't know any. So we got 3 people.
Well,
in here,
I guess
and
we
there's
do
only
know
one
Cherie,
person.
I guess.
Well, we don't know that.
So if it's one person out of every 3 dudes, that's definitely going to be like 30%.
No. That's one person.
Like
out of
No.
You got one person out of all the people that you know who got married.
No, I'm saying if we take if we take from this pool right here and just go off of this and say, all right, at least one out of every 3 guys knows at least one woman that has proposed to a dude. I don't think that's the case. Then that would equal 30%.
But I don't think that's the case because I think that you are one person who knows several people who've been married, right?
Yeah.
You don't know just one person who's been married.
Yes.
So already your percentage ain't even 30%. Of all the people you know, you're
because
way
if that was the only couple that I knew,
that's the only one you know out of everybody you know married. I know tons of people married. Ain't none of the women proposed that I know.
See, and that's why
I don't think women.
And Tori's probably the same way. He said he don't know any of
that. I don't know any woman that got on her knees with a ring,
correct,
and was like, "Will you marry me?"
So
to a man.
Between us all married people we know, I'm going to say it's at least 50 or 60 between us all. Just we know married people, 50 or 60. And you're talking about one.
Des, call back.
You talking about one? So it's low in my opinion. But again, that's the premise of what that is saying. Like women marry who they can, and that the can is who's proposing to them. That's who you have to choose from because you're not proposing to anybody.
Well, we got Dez on the lines. Dez, you're on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Hey, how you doing? Have y'all seen a soldier story before? Hello, Sarge.
I haven't seen. Oh, is that the one with Denzel Washington and the army? They was investigating, and Denzel Washington was the one that was behind all of it.
Yes.
Without telling the story.
Well, yeah. Since you've seen it, I'll say old Sarge, and you probably remember All in the Family and Archie Bunker.
Yep.
Oh, Sarge, Archie Bunker.
Archie Bunker. You gonna
get
wow.
Yes.
Ooh.
That'd be crazy.
Isn't Trump Archie Bunker anyway?
He would be.
They're pretty much the same cat.
Hey, but Archie Bunker was friends with George Jefferson.
Oh yeah,
He
okay. He's that I got one black friend guy.
Hey, Biden. I'm gonna tell you this. I think Archie Bunker and George Jefferson had a couple episodes together.
They did, but did you see some of the language Archie Bunker?
Oh, they was both going at it. Yeah, and George Jefferson was going right back at him. Yeah, but hey. But George Jefferson was LBGTQ.
Maybe them two. Yeah. Hey, George and Archie going at it.
Hey, all right, Des, I appreciate you for tapping in.
All right.
Hey, look.
That would actually be funny, like Archie Bunker and George Jefferson.
That's funny. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. We got Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith in the building. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
And that's Tory Lowe, bringing you all the action and all the smoke. Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
It's Dr. Ken Harris, and you can watch me now live on YouTube every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can watch the best radio show in Wisconsin by going to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. Watch me explore the issues which are shaping our community while also having fun discussions, pop culture, current events, all kind of stuff going on right here on YouTube right now by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. for a hand up. Apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.heat.help.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Protect your dream home with American Family Insurance. And you can weather any storm. You'll also save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote. Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Concordia Red Elephant Chocolate. Dive into a world of exquisite chocolate delights during their Easter celebration sale. The RedElephantChocolate.com Easter collection is a treasure trove of handcrafted chocolates, creamy truffles, and more, all waiting to add magic to your celebration. Enjoy special discounts, perfect for gifting or indulging. But you better hurry, because this sale is only for a limited time. Make your Easter extra sweet and visit RedElephantChocolate.com today.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
And them apple blooded, I'm making them bleed. You try to run it, I'm breaking your knee. I made them fall like I'm ranking the leagues. You know I ball like I play for the league. I mean what I say and I say what I mean. I ain't no joke, we ain't making no memes. If I pull up on them, I'm making that scene. Then I'm making them scream. Straight from the bricks, I need a lick. I drink the body since I was a jit. Unlit, how can I miss?
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. In the building with me, Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith. Hey, you had some issues or some questions. I guess you raised an eyebrow with what was going on with the WIAA.
Yeah, I was just talking to a friend who had, they have kids that play sports, and something about NIL came up. And to be honest with you, I didn't even know. I was confused. I'm like, what do you mean, high school kids can't do NIL? I go, since when did they lose their name, image, and likeness? I'm like, I don't know.
So you think high school kids should get paid?
No. Well, what I'm saying is, so the whole reason about the NCAA, right, was they had this whole thing for decades where when you sign for a scholarship, you sign over your name, image, and likeness.
Right.
And now the university and the NCAA can use that. So in my opinion, all that says is, we're not going to let anybody else exploit you. We're going to exploit you.
We're going to be the ones that exploit.
We're going to be the one to exploit you. Now, my thought was, okay, high school isn't a money-making machine like the NCAA. NCAA is, especially with March Madness, they're printing money. That's a money-making machine, so they want control over the athletes' images and names, and they want to be able to use that, monetize it for themselves. I'm thinking that doesn't apply in high school, really. That's not happening. There's no entity in high school nationally, really, that is making money like that over and off of these kids in high school. So I'm like, I don't even see how that's an issue. But then I'm saying, talking to my friend, they explain, hold on, no, we can't do that. I said they're talking about it now, as a matter of fact. And I was like, what? So then I had to, do some research and look it up. And I'm like, the same argument that the NCAA used against athletes, and they're needing to be an amateur. Remember, that was the whole thing. The amateur status was important because that's how you kept eligibility in college.
Right.
And obviously that went to the Supreme Court, and they defunct that. The amateur status.
They was trying to keep the money.
Right. That amateur status really has nothing. There's no meaning to it whatsoever. That's just something they made up to be able to control you. That's what was decided. So in my my logic says, okay, well, same thing should have trickled down to high school. Now, they should understand that your amateur status means nothing. You don't need it.
But you don't sign a contract with a high school.
And you don't. That's what I think. But the WIA still has rules and bylaws to be able to participate in the sport. And that's still in their language.
Okay.
Having amateur status is still in their language, which, again.
Why haven't anybody contested that?
Well, they
and
have.
take it to the Supreme Court and let them.
They haven't taken to that because here's like everything else. Just like, the surrounding states, all states surrounding us, they allow weed.
Right.
Right. We're one of, there's 32 or 33 states that allow high schools to have NIL and do NIL. They're the athletes.
Really?
We're one of the ones who do not.
I wouldn't
So
even
we're
see.
late on
I wouldn't even see what the reasoning
There
would
is
be.
no reasosoning. That's my point.
I mean, you just want to hold people hostage.
It's just old language that they will, for whatever reason, go change the language. The college already did it. You don't even need amateur status for college anymore. Why would you need it for high school?
What would a high school NIL deal look like?
We don't know. It could be anything.
Like a KFC commercial, like.
No, you're not going to be a national.
I'm just saying.
High school ain't going to be anything national.
I'm
It's
just saying.
100% going to be local stuff.
Right. Car dealerships, maybe. Pulling up in a Mercedes Benz.
And you got to be a super, super high level. Like, these companies aren't going to be giving away
Right.
money to.
You got to be like ranked.
You got to be able to somebody who's going to draw attention.
Okay, yeah.
So
I agree.
It ain't going to really do anything in high school, but there's no reason
It
not to
could,
allow
though.
it.
It never happened, so it may be.
Well,
we don't know.
Well, it ain't going to be anything.
Well, you know how they have the blue chip players that's going into college. You
Right.
got those blue
But-
chip, the 5-star players,
But-
things like that.
Okay, so in Wisconsin, that the amount of blue chips players that it might have every year, let's say you get 2 or 3 a year,
Right.
and that's high. You ain't even have that many. Not out of Wisconsin.
Mhm.
Maybe if you're in California, you have that many.
I think it happens
Maybe in other
more in
states.
basketball than it does.
Yeah, maybe in other
in
states
any
you
other
have
sport,
that many. Right. So, you get a couple athletes here and there that could probably do something like that. Again, it's going to be on a small local level. But my point is, there's no reason to prohibit that.
I agree.
There's no benefit in prohibiting that.
I agree.
So I don't know why we're late to change that wording and take that out, but we are.
But didn't they stop high school players from going from high school into the league? So you have to go through the college.
Well, yeah, you have to go to college, but
Right.
but that's not even what we're talking about now.
No, what I'm saying is, with that being said, why wouldn't they just allow it to go straight through? Because you already got to go to college. You can't go.
But, yeah, they're just saying you gotta go through a year. That's an age thing, and the NBA. I don't know why they're worried about it. But again, it's an outlying situation.
Right.
What they're really trying to avoid is kids who may in their mind they just don't want to go to school, don't want to try it, and they have no real chance of making the league jumping out of high school, but they're going to try to go anyway. And it's just you're going to leave a bunch of kids in no man's land. They just don't want to do it. They don't want to be. They don't want that to be something that it seems like they're promoting or they're okay with. So they're going to say, just go to college for a year, which we know. If you're going for a year, if you're a one and doneer, you do a semester?
Okay.
2 semesters at most. You're not doing a full year.
So
of school anyway.
you saying that they should allow the high school?
I'm saying there should be
kids
no
NIL
restrictions because it doesn't make sense. And most states, 30, 33, 32, 33 states have already allowed it.
Right.
So I don't know what Wisconsin is holding on to.
Wisconsin is behind.
Yeah, and you got these people in here like
Wisconsin is behind.
Who's the guy you had in here Monday? Like
that was David King running for mayor. He was running for mayor.
Yeah, like running for mayor, like the governor. Like you got all these people in here. I mean, I'd be like, what are y'all doing? Like what's with the marijuana?
So
thing?
would that be a state thing to address the state?
That's a state thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's a state thing because some states have already they've changed their language. Like we still got that old language in our WIA bylaws.
Okay, well, like I said, that may be something we can tackle because it seems like when we talk about things that other states are doing, this is how you know that it's not the same in different states because, like I said, I guess we can still get locked up or to a certain degree get a citation for smoking weed.
Right.
I don't even smoke weed, but like I said, if I see other states are making money, why can't we get the profits from that?
Right. Not like we don't need some.
Right. It'll help the economy.
Right. They need to use their weed money to fix these roads. Our roads are garbage.
Man, potholes everywhere.
We got the most garbage roads ever. I mean, I go to a lot of states. I travel a lot. Nobody's roads are as bad as ours.
Well, I was gonna say it was people saying that they was gonna fix the potholes when they ran for office, and it's been years later, and another election cycle, and the potholes are still in the ground.
They're everywhere. I mean, everywhere.
Hey,
get on these people, Tory.
Hey,
they coming on your show all the time.
Well, like I said, I played the audio of them talking about removing the potholes. I mean, the thing is, I don't think that I think it's a lot of mismanagement going on. Period. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why I say we need to get people that know how to do employment. We need to get people that are business minded, that understands how to create an economic structure for people, so we can buy the houses, so we can get involved in certain things that we complain about.
Yeah, but I get that part of it, but that, like, you don't have to be a businessman to understand, like, people are complaining about this.
Well, I'll say this. If you've been getting a check your whole life and you don't know how to do small business structure, why would you even think about it like that? Like, you can hear what somebody's saying, but if you used to getting a check and you're not creating checks, I believe that that's going to be a learning curve you're going to have to overcome, and how to talk that language and to draw business in your space and know how to do to where it sounds good to businesses. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't listen to nobody who's getting checks telling me about business. I would. If you never started a business, I wouldn't listen to you.
Yeah, but what would you have to say?
I'm just saying. So why don't you if you want something there, put people that know how to do it?
Well, hey, people got to start running.
Hey, they running. They, like I said, it was.
But the right people got to
Ken Hughes was running, and he employed people in the community. And he didn't even make it to the general. He was running for alder person. I don't think people do their research. I think people go with the hype. I think people go with the hype, or whoever got money behind them, or whoever got the nice picture. I believe that they not really researching and understanding who's actually running and what they actually can do.
No, you believe that because it's right. That's exactly what's happening. They got no idea. They just look at a name and, I've heard that on a commercial. Commercial costs money. That ain't what it's all about. It ain't all about how much money somebody got. Your amount of wealth does not say how good you are at doing your job.
I agree, but like I said, I'd rather have somebody that know how to do it than to talk to somebody and they have to go through a whole learning curve to figure it out. Which 9 times out of 10, they ain't even doing their research.
100%.
Well, I appreciate you for stopping through, Tony Smith, as usual.
I ain't going nowhere. What you talking about?
Oh,
we got it's only 1:30.
It's 1:30.
Oh, you know what? I thought we
know what time it is.
I thought Tony. Look, I thought Tony.
That's
Smith,
why you need to eat, Tory. You need some nutrients.
I've been fasting. Oh, you know what? We got the pop culture report with Tony Smith. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've been fasting. I'm doing 40 days.
Remind me not to fast.
Well, that's on
Tory
you.
Don't even know what time it
is.
Hey,
look. Well, it's easy when you got a lot of traffic going through your show.
What time
All right,
is
well,
it?
look, when we come back, we'll have a pop culture report with Tony Smith. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Increase in taxes while families are paying more for everything from gas to groceries is wrong. Milwaukee voters should oppose increase in property taxes by nearly 30% in order to provide increased funding, yet again, to Milwaukee Public Schools. They've already wasted nearly $1 billion in new taxpayer funding, and now they want more? They don't even have a plan on how they'll spend it. Enough is enough. Milwaukee voters should just say no.
Paid for by Enough is Enough. Vote no.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Melanie Ricks with her truth.
Okay, y'all, the winter is upon us. It's officially that time of the year when, let's be honest, seasonal affective disorder is a real thing. When I was a kid, I used to wonder why I felt sad during certain times of the year, why I felt more down, and why I felt like I just couldn't get myself moving the way I'm used to. As I grew older, I started to learn more about how the weather not only affects our mood, but it truly does affect the way that we view life. And let's be honest, living here in Milwaukee, these winter days can get real long, real cold, and real dreary. So this is your reminder to make sure that you're taking care of your mental health. It's okay to not be okay, but what's not okay is when you don't do anything about it. I understand that sometimes it's so much easier to tell somebody else, hey, you got to get yourself in check. But it's important that you look in the mirror and you tell that to yourself as well, because when you're doing well, the people around you are going to feel that and they're going to succeed. They're going to be motivated by your energy. I'm not saying that you should put the weight of the world on your shoulders. I'm not saying that you need to be the neighborhood hero, but you should want to be your own hero. So let's all make a promise to take care of our mental health this winter so that we can walk into summer feeling refreshed and ready to go. I hear you, Summer. Come and knock on our door. Oh, I'll be waiting for you.
Listen to Nothing But the Truth with Melanie Ricks, weekdays from noon to 1 p.m. It's the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing tonight? Yes. I'd like to welcome to the stage Tony.
Thank you. Far too kind.
Entertainment, current events, and trending topics. You get it all on the Culture Report with the Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith on the Tory Lowe Show. Here is your host, Tory Lowe.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Pop Culture Report brought to you by Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith. Tony Smith asked a question on his Facebook, and we bringing it to the show. And this is an interesting one. I want people to call in while we have the Pop Culture Report to answer the question.
Yeah.
Not all men marry who they want. Women marry who they can.
Not all. Nothing is all or everybody. It's in most cases, men marry who they want, women marry who they can.
Okay, so listen. Men marry who they want, right? And women marry who they can. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, what I thought is that some women, they pick. I think women had a pick. But if it don't go right, they'll go on. They'll move on. But I think every woman has that one pick.
What you? So hold on.
You know, like that one guy that was probably, first loves. Somebody that they, know, really like. Man, probably, somebody from their past or something like that.
They have a guy that was the guy.
Yeah. And I think guys kind of have that was the woman, but I think as we grow, our ideal of women changes. Like as we grow.
Yeah, 100%. Because you get experience, so
right?
You might think you want something at a young age, but then you actually get that, then you're like, nah, that's not what I want. But I think the same thing goes for women. Right? They might think they want a bad boy, but then they're like,
right, and they learned their lesson.
Right, that bad boy ain't really all on hit like I thought it was.
But sometimes I'll be like, as you get older, because I'm in my 40s, so when I'm out here looking and I'm seeing like how people getting around, yeah, I mean, hey, I'm handsome.
That's wrong.
I'm handsome. Hey, look, I'm at my best.
He's
I got
40s. Tory young.
I'm powerful at 40.
I'm double nickels over here. 55.
I'd rather be the age I am now.
Yeah.
Than coming up through poverty at grandma's house. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what nobody say. I made it. But the thing is that that's kind of where you see in the turn where women are starting to ask men, hey, look, I want marriage.
Yeah, and I just don't.
They biological clock is ticking.
Yeah, I just don't know a lot of women who are going to do the proposing.
I think in 2024.
That's when I read that quote.
It's changing.
I kind of believe that. I go, yeah, it's kind of true. Like they got to wait. They might have a guy. They might pick a guy. They might be with the guy they want, but if that guy don't end up marrying them, and that's probably happened to a lot of women. They're with the guy. And they were hoping that, this is the guy, and then he didn't propose, or something happened and it went south.
Or they got engaged for a long time.
Whatever, but they didn't get married. Is my point.
And is marriage the goal now?
I think for many
in 2024.
For many people, it is still. Yeah.
What the Cinderella scene where they get the the fancy dress and all of that. Is that the? I don't know if that's the goal. I believe a lot of people. Well, like I said, I think right now, a lot of goal is just to have a decent relationship.
I don't think that at all.
I mean, because a lot of people not experience even with the relationship.
I don't think
they having bad outcomes in relationships.
I think society puts a pressure on people to be married because how many times you get just even being in a relationship, people are like, oh, do you have why don't you have a boyfriend, or why aren't you in a relationship?
Right.
Like, people are like, what's wrong? Why aren't you, like what? What do you mean? What's wrong?
Like, why are you single?
Yeah, like why are you single? Like that's the worst question.
Don't worry about why I'm single.
Like why are you single? Like
it's my choice.
Why can't I be single? Or what? Like what's the deal? Like a relationship making me? Like I'm on the whole without a relationship.
I guess they want to see what's your type. So if you get in a relationship, they can kind of get information on what you like. That's why they ask, and they trying to see who would you choose.
But why do they care?
People nosy. But we gonna head to the lines. Black Conscious. You're on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Yo, peace, everybody. Love and prosperity. What's going on?
How you doing, Black Conscious?
So, I'm well. To the both of you and all in the studio. So listen, America, Milwaukee, you want to find somebody that you can grow old with. My thing was finding the best person that I can love unconditionally. And it's not easy, but what in life is. What I mean by that is, my wife saw me for who I was and was okay with it. And everything we did in between there and now, we have been working on it to better our relationship. Now, in regards to her, she had the best capacity to love me as well. And she saw me, and that appreciated that. We're always looking for the next best thing. Now, here's the truth. We all get older. Hairlines and things like that move back. Certain body parts droop, and you start aging. That is a part of life. Right. So you can't spend your life trying to go chase after the tightest and the brightest and the most, because that too, looks fades. Body changes. So you learn to adapt and change with that person to only make yourself stronger. Now, I want to leave you with one more other thing. We talk about all this crazy stuff in the world, but I want to bring some positivity to your show, Corey, and talking about what I experienced over this weekend was the MPS March of Champions tournament. Youth basketball is in good hands. Tony, you can appreciate this. I see some excellent ball from 4th and 5th graders, 6th and 8th graders, and they played their hearts out. I tried to get on earlier when Coach was there this morning, but I want to echo to what he said. And more importantly, the youth basketball is in good hands. So I want to leave that with you on a positive note because, we deal with a lot of craziness in this world, but we need to hold up these young youth for what they're doing and accomplish. Now, with my team that I was helping, the number one thing was make sure you take care of your responsibility, and that was making sure your grades in school is right. Because if you got a messed up grade or in-house suspension, you didn't get to play, and that changed everything. I'm getting to prepare for high school and stuff because if your grades ain't right, you can't play. I don't care how passionate you are about it. So that's what I want to leave this morning. But live righteous, Milwaukee, and love, gentlemen.
Hey, all right, Black Conscious. Thank you for tapping in. We got room for one more caller, DJ Brother Z.
He'll wait. He's patient.
All right, look, we gonna run the break. When we come back, we got the Pop Culture Report brought to you by Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
So, Ben, I've been thinking, and we've been doing this jamming with juice thing for quite some time now.
Too long.
I think it's time for us to get our own show.
I've been thinking the same thing.
Okay, period. But you know what? They might not listen to just us. So let's let Truth Nation tell them what's up.
Truth Nation, call in March 28th all day to each and every show and let the CEOs know how long y'all been waiting for jamming with juice.
That's right. Call 833-212-1017 and let them know we gonna always keep that thing juicy.
It's amazing.
The Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, we're talking about up to $5 million, which for small business owners, we need that. That's like payroll, that's resources. So can you just let us know, what is the program and why is this lending program so important to Old National Bank?
Years ago, our CEO, Jim Ryan, this program is his brainchild. He was working with Roland Shelton, who you know, Denise, out of Evansville, and they identified that African-American business owners, Hispanic business owners, Native American business owners, as well as women business owners had a difficult time in obtaining financing from the traditional credit partners. And so we went out, created a program, launched it last year, 2023. And so far last year, we have helped over 100 successful minority and women-owned businesses with about $25 million in loans. We've already started this year with almost $8 million in approvals, again, geared toward minority business owners and women business owners that normally had difficulties in obtaining traditional credit finance.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because our home policies help protect your dreams and come with peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Come see Thanalysis live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel on Friday, March 22nd.
Hey, welcome to another Thanalysis show. And we are coming on today's podcast.
Be there for the first ever live show for Thanasis as he's joined by his brother, none other than the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I took off my shoes and I was like, go crazy, go hoop. That's all it was.
Get your tickets now at GALiveshow.com. Thanalysis live at Potawatomi Casino Hotel on March 22nd. GALiveshow.com.
I am Detective Tiffany, and I am more than an officer. I come from a family of those who have served our country, and I continue that family tradition when I joined the Air Force Reserve. During my time there, I was encouraged to apply as a police officer, something I had never thought about doing before, but decided to give it a chance. The chance I turned into a fulfilling career in law enforcement. I am more than an officer, and you can be too. Come join the Milwaukee Police Department by applying. Go online and search Milwaukee Police Department careers.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey, baby, I think I want to marry you. Is it the look in your eyes? Or is it this dancing juice? Who cares, baby? I think I want to marry you.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show.
I think I want to marry you. Z is
Hey.
cooking right now.
What was the question, Tony, that we threw out here?
Which one?
Men marry who they want.
Yeah, do you agree? Men marry who they want, women marry who they can.
I
want to hear some people.
DJ Brother Z, we didn't get your opinion on this.
Women,
You
he said
think-
it's 30%? He's crazy.
Well, I looked it up, and it says women proposing to their male partners is nothing new. If still rare, recent surveys show that in straight married couples, only 5% of women propose.
There you go.
Okay, 5%. What I say was what?
You said like 2%.
2%.
Yeah.
Z said 30.
But
So
I mean, I think I agree with that sentiment though. Women marry who they want.
No,
right?
men marry who they want.
No, okay, fine, yeah, all right. Then
Men marry
yeah,
women marry who they
and
can.
women marry who they can get.
What? That's
especially if he got money.
Oh, you saying that if they got money,
That's where I'm thinking of. Yep. Because it's like there was a couple people that I want to marry, but
you ain't got enough money.
Wait, are you saying the opposite now?
I don't know. We go ahead to the lines. Eddie, you on the
Sounds
new
like you saying the
1017 The
opposite.
Truth. Tap in.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Good day, Tory Lowe. How you doing today?
Hey, how you doing, brother Eddie?
Tony, how are you?
Eddie, what's going on? How are you, man?
I'm good. Let's talk about this. I've had a handful of broads ask me to marry them, and I just It just
a handful.
It's weird.
Pimping ain't easy, Eddie.
Yeah.
Pimping ain't easy, bro.
Yeah,
Pain
I
ain't
could
easy.
give you names. What's
Don't
that?
do that.
Listen, I'm telling you right now. I bet you. I was just thinking while you guys were talking. I thought of 4 who have asked me, but I said no. I mean, if this is going to happen, I'm going to ask. It's emasculating to have a gal ask you, but the thing is, they want to trap you. They want to trap you forever. They're into you.
Eddie's a
they
catch.
love you. They don't want to lose you. Yeah, Tory's seen my hair. Tory, who has the best hair?
Hey, he got the
Tory?
80s rock.
Okay.
Was it like
I
Eddie
got the
Mullinger
Jufro.
or whatever his name was?
Yeah, like
Eddie Money?
like the heavy metal.
Yeah, but it's good hair, right? So
You got
just
that
that
Fabio
alone,
hair?
The
would
Def
get me.
Leppard.
But better than Fabio. Ask Tory. Ask Tory after the show.
Better
he'll
than
tell you.
Fabio. Nice.
Better than
I don't
Fabio,
know
for
about
sure.
that. Fabio
Yeah, for sure.
Fabio stuff was glowing.
Luxurious.
Tory, you thought I had a Jerry curl. You thought I had a Jerry curl. That's natural curl.
You got the
okay?
Kenny G.
It kind of curled at the end.
He got the Kenny G.
It curls
Okay.
up at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, right, of course.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so let me talk about this. It's not worth, and I was a guy who had a lot of quality broads when I was younger, okay? It's not worth getting married anymore because these girls are now, not in the old days. In the old days, a girl, when I was growing up in the 80s, they might sleep with a guy or two and then get married, right? Now, they're ran through. They do every experience. Yeah, you know damn well I'm right
They're
about
in the
this.
streets out here.
That's right. And they have to experience everything all the other girls on the podcast are talking about. I mean, I knew a girl. She had so many trains run on her. We used to call her the Amtrak, okay?
And then
That's right,
then
yeah.
Eddie, then we get with you. They're done experimenting. Then you get nothing.
What? Why would I want them? Why would I want that? Let me say this. It's not, these women aren't the prizes they were of our parents' generation, They get, like I said, they get ran through. They have all these experiences. They have the emotional and mental baggage as a result of all these experiences. And then when you marry them, you get to pay their way for the rest of your life till you drop dead, and then they sleep with your friends before the funeral. I mean, it's just a lose-lose situation.
What kind of women you around?
Are you writing a movie? Like, what's
Here
going on
we go.
here?
Well,
this is a movie script.
I live on the east
It
side.
sounds like the
I live on
Lifetime
the east
channel.
side. It's all very normal.
Eddie,
okay?
what's the name
But
of your
it's
movie
not
that you're
worth
writing?
it.
This sounds
I'm
something
not
that's made for
writing.
Lifetime.
This is a movie script right
Hey.
Guys,
here.
this is the way
With
it
your
is
friends
now.
before
And
the
the sad
wedding.
thing about it is, young men accept this kind of bad behavior from women, and they think it's normal. So if you say to your friend, "Hey, Jimmy, I know you won't buy a used car, but how many dudes has your wife had before you marry her?" He'll be like flipped out. He'll he doesn't want to know because he knows there's a reality to that.
Leave it up to Eddie. Let's get Christy on the lines. Christy, you're on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Oh, I'm on the radio station.
How you doing, Christy?
I don't believe that statement about women. What was it? I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Men marry who they want. Women marry who they can. Was the statement?
Okay. So no, that's not true. Of women marry who they can, because at the end of the day, we still have a choice on whether or not we're going to take that proposal or leave it on the table.
Right.
I proposed to about 3 times and never married, because at that time I didn't feel as though I needed to marry. And looking back at it now, I'm glad I didn't. So no, it is still a choice.
So you had choices.
Supposed to have the upper hand, because a man that finds a good thing, he's supposed to want to be able to hold on to it, but understand he got to be right as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. But no, I don't believe in that statement, not at all. Because again, we still have a choice on whether or not we want to settle for what's in front of us or move on to the next person.
So with the guys that proposed to you, they thought the relationship was at a point where to get married, and you were just like, nah, I'm just
good
chilling right now. I'm good.
Yeah, because just like
they weren't marriage material or what? Like, what was the problem? I guess if you're in a relationship with them.
Me personally, I wouldn't even blame them. Me personally, I just wasn't ready. I couldn't see myself. I just wasn't ready. So, but like the last caller saying, being trapped by women. No, because men trap us too, and that's called getting us pregnant. And a woman looks and says, I want to be able to make this work because I don't want my child to grow up without a father in the household and things such as the nature. So actually, it resonates, goes on both sides of the spectrum as far as how a woman is to trap a man, and a man does the same thing. The exact same thing.
All right, Christy. Hey, look, I appreciate everybody for weighing in. It's always both sides, and people looking at it from both lenses. A lot of
people in the world with a lot of different perspectives.
Hey, look, well, I appreciate you for bringing that up, T. Smith. But
now I am out of here, bro.
But the thing is, not yet. We still got time. Right. See, are you fasting or what?
I thought you were going to break. Okay, now you can say I'm out.
No, we got a little bit of time. But the thing is, I am starting to see more people more demanding of what they want out of the relationship instead of just winging it by the seat of their pants. They're starting to say, hey, look, I want this style, or you're starting to see more relationship styles now. It's not just monogamy. You see polygamy. You see, LGBTQ ideas. It's multiple relationship ideas. I'm running into people with more than I ever have with different relationship styles.
Right.
And they're more outright with it.
Which is what it should be. There's no reason to label something or whatever. It's whatever the two people or three people or whoever's in the relationship. It's up to them to decide what the rules are.
Equal love.
Right. It's up to them to decide their guidelines and their boundaries.
And like I said, I always say, if it's adults and that's what they want to do, who are you to try to, so like I said,
put me in a box
you don't want to be nobody in your business. As long as nobody ain't getting harmed in the process, and they feel like this is what they want to do. When you come against that, then that means that you are opening up the door for somebody to come against some of your ideas.
Correct. Yeah. Hey, mind your business, as they say.
All right, I guess we can go to break now, T. Smith. Hey, look, I appreciate you for coming through. I'll see you next Monday, right? Are you gonna be at?
No, I'll be back Monday. Tournament goes through. I'm leaving to go to Indy. Marquette's play on Friday. Hopefully win. Play on Sunday. Hopefully win again. So then we'll be back.
All right. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed for the Golden Eagles.
So we're trying to get to the Sweet 16. The next first step to Sweet 16 here. Get to Dallas the following weekend.
All right. Well, keep us updated. If you call in.
I will see you on Monday.
All right. Look, when we come back, we'll have more conversations. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
1017 The Truth and Associated Bank have teamed up for our Black-owned business give back. Each quarter, we'll be giving away $6,000 worth of free commercial advertising for 3 months to 5 Black businesses. To sign up for your business's chance to win $6,000 of commercial campaign marketing on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure on the truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank, member FDIC.
Get ready for a breath of fresh air with Community Heartbeat, your go-to show for health and wellness in our vibrant city. Presented by Outreach Community Health Centers and hosted by me, Sherwin Hughes. Tune in this Saturday at 10 a.m. as we take you on a journey toward a healthier Milwaukee. Community Heartbeat is not just a show, it's a movement dedicated to bringing our community together through wellness. We've got expert interviews, inspiring stories, and the inside scoop on local events from Outreach Community Health Centers that will keep your heart pumping with positivity.
Being blind doesn't always look how others may think. Stargardt disease was supposed to define me.
Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down.
A blinding eye disease attempted to force me away from doing what I was born to do.
But it cannot stop me. I have the tools.
I will keep moving forward.
Pushing past the limits of this disability.
I know where to find support and where I can be seen.
Loss of sight won't blind our vision. Innovative research, educational resources, supportive community. The Foundation Fighting Blindness is leading the charge in finding treatments and cures for blinding diseases. Learn more at fightingblindness.org. A public service message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
All of your favorite 1017 The Truth content whenever you want. The Truth app has it all. The Truth is on 1017 and 1510 WGKB Waukesha, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
I'm Julian Johnson. Closing arguments in the trial of Kimberly Zapata are expected today. Zapata is accused of ballot fraud after sending 3 absentee military ballots to Menominee Falls State Representative Janelle Branchkin. Milwaukee Election Commission Executive Director Claire Woodall-Vaugh tells the defense it was Zapata's job to monitor absentee voting, and she paid close attention to military ballots.
Instead of just immediately sending them a ballot during the close of voter registration, she would see that, flag it, and try to contact the voter to make sure it was their intent to register as a military voter, and often it wasn't.
She said Zapata was likely trying to point out a flaw in Wisconsin's voting system when it comes to military ballots. New legislation passes requirements for private security guards in Milwaukee after the death of Isaiah Allen last August. Allen was shot and killed at a gas station convenience store by a man acting as security who was not properly vetted. The Milwaukee Common Council passed an ordinance Tuesday that requires private security guards to obtain a license, a bonding agreement, and a background check. Exterior structural demolition of the Milwaukee-owned Boston store at the former Northridge Mall begins as early as today. The city of Milwaukee took full possession of the mall in late January. While no formal plan has been released, the city expects to pursue a complete redevelopment of the site with a mixture of uses. They remind the public to stay away from the demolition site to ensure safety and avoid any potential hazards. Republican businessman Eric Hovde touting his efforts to end human trafficking as he campaigns to unseat Tammy Baldwin in the Senate this November. Hovde tells the Tory Lowe Show Tuesday,
I partnered with an actor, Ashton Kutcher. He started an organization called Thorn, and that's rescuing young girls or boys that are put into the prostitution rings. And so I provided the money to fund and create something called Spotlight. And Spotlight is a tool now for law enforcement and the FBI to find children that are being trafficked over the internet.
Hovde also talked about Hovde Homes, which are charitable shelters for vulnerable children he's financed mostly in Central America. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on 1017 The Truth.
We need each other.
That's facts.
I need my sisters. I need my brothers out here.
A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and for all the bootlickers, may you die 1,001.
The place for the realest conversations.
Tory Lowe want all the action, or you want all the smoke? Oh, this thing. I'm with all that smoke too, man.
I didn't see Ron Johnson. He trash. Chisholm is trash. How the hell you here to help us and your kids are dying in the street?
I understand that this is Milwaukee and everyone believes that if someone say something, it's snitching. It's not.
I don't care if it's the pastor. If you see the pastor ain't acting right, you check that fool. Where's the results?
Talking topics that need to be highlighted and discussed in our communities.
Would you trade places with a black person?
Sure, no, I would not.
Have you ever said the N-word? Come on, be the truth. We on the truth.
Unfiltered and unfazed. This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth and the Truth app.
The reason I believe the racism is getting worse is because whites know that they will be outnumbered in about 20 to 21 years. They're going to be outnumbered.
Hey, Tory, man. How are you doing, brother? I'm actually from India. We brown people can totally relate with you. Sometimes it's like, did that just happen to me?
We have to not let the government mind us either.
That cop ain't never been brought to the public because he ain't normal, and he may not even exist no more.
Say no more. Release the video.
You know, you keep on doing what you're doing, man. You're going to take over this talk radio, man. Just keep on focusing on what you're focusing on. I wish you a lot of love.
God bless you, brother.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Tory Lowe.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And we got guests in the building. We got guests. And if you was out in 2020, you seen these two twins. You seen them, and they were a part of the walk from Milwaukee to Washington, D.C. And we got Lena and Leanne in the building. How y'all doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Now, y'all always smiling. I mean, I don't know a day that when I see y'all not smiling. But if y'all want to tap into the conversation as we go live on 101.7 The Truth, tap in. Y'all want to see Leanne and Lena. Y'all are twins.
Yeah.
And Vietnamese?
Yes.
How did y'all get to Milwaukee?
Yeah, so basically, we were born in the States, but our family are Vietnamese refugees. So just them being refugees, that's how they got here to the States.
So refugees came. Well, how did y'all end up in Milwaukee, though? Like, it's a lot of places. How did y'all, they was like, okay, we're going to go to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Or was, a series of things took place and y'all ended up in Milwaukee?
Yeah, so my dad first was in California for a while, and my mom was also in another state, and then they ended up meeting here in Wisconsin.
Okay. Now, I met y'all in 2020 when we had to walk from Milwaukee to Washington, D.C. And y'all always, y'all don't age either, I mean, y'all still look the same. Like, I mean, I got a few gray hairs, since then I got stressed out. But how is it being in Milwaukee and being a part of some of these movements? Because y'all everywhere. Y'all go and support everything. Y'all even called me a couple times because y'all was helping people. How is it being Vietnamese and at the age, I don't know y'all age exactly, but being out here as twins, out here helping different movements and things like that? What are you seeing?
Yeah, I guess whenever we show up in spaces, we obviously stick out a lot since we're like a minority in the spaces that we do come out to support. And so at first when people see us, they're a little bit hesitant, but as they get to see how we show up, I guess that's how people start to build trust with us. And so that's how we build like relationships cross-culturally.
I mean, because sometimes y'all be like everywhere. Like y'all be here, y'all be working with organizations. How many organizations have y'all worked with since y'all been started y'all journey? What age did y'all start y'all journey? Like, what age did y'all come to the conclusion, like, okay, we finna get out here, we finna be involved in what's going on in the city?
Yeah, I believe we were really active when we were 20, so we're 24 now. So, yeah.
So at 20, how do you decide as a pair to say, okay, we finna get out here and get involved in the social justice? Because y'all have had a huge fight with social justice. Y'all started working with a lot of nonprofits. I mean, I've seen y'all move around, but why do y'all get involved, and what is the reason behind it?
Yeah, I guess first and foremost, just having a lot of personal relationships with the Black community, just feeling a duty to just show up for people that we love and we care about, and also just understanding the history of civil rights, knowing that a lot of the Black community showed up for the Vietnamese community when the Vietnam War was taking place, and how the Black community showed up and fought for a country that really they didn't really have any familiarity with.
But they empathized with what was going on.
Yeah, and so just feeling that duty to just pay that forward and pay that back by also showing up ourselves from our community for your community.
That's what I'm talking about. And the thing is, you know, when we talk about dealing with things that are going on in our communities, and many times I you know, even myself, it's overwhelming. Yeah. What are some of the things that y'all get involved in? I mean, like, what are some certain, like, some people have violence. Some people have, you know, they go after, you know, abortion rights. Like, what are some of the situations that y'all deal with mostly, that y'all deal with more than any other situation?
I guess the most recent cause that I was coming alongside to support was the lead crisis specifically. I was with a organization that was specifically trying to provide like whole house filtration systems to deal with the lead crisis. So just trying to see how we can tackle specifically like the infant mortality issue related to lead in water. And so just trying to see how we can better see how we can create communities and homes that are that can set families up for success, and from a young age that children don't have to be impacted with all those health issues.
Do y'all parents ever call y'all and be like, what in the world are y'all doing? What are y'all doing out there?
Yeah, most of the time they really don't, like, aren't aware of what we're getting into until after the fact. So
what did your parents say when y'all went from Milwaukee and went on that journey from Milwaukee to Washington, D.C. in 2020? Did they even know that y'all was?
We just said that we were like going on a quote unquote internship trip to
So if you would have told him ahead of time, would he would have tried to shut it down?
Yeah.
Oh wow. So when did they actually find out? Because that we was gone for like 3 weeks. So when did they find out?
I think it was when we were on our way back. I think somehow, or I think one of them saw like an article. I think it was my grandpa. I think it was my grandpa that actually found it, and then he showed it to them. So.
Oh wow! So they reading in the article after you told them you was going on an internship trip, and then what did they call you? What they say?
They didn't call us, but when we came back, they kind of noticed that we were kind of overwhelmed after everything that took place. So they just were like, they just mentioned it, but they didn't really like have a serious conversation with us.
Do y'all have mentors? Do y'all have people y'all talk to while y'all out here doing these things? Who do y'all kind of get information from to see if y'all in the right space, or, you know, everybody needs some kind of guidance? What kind of guidance are y'all getting out here?
I guess mainly it's been us just on our own trying to find our way as we've been trying to just show up and
y'all ever
advocate.
Get scared or?
Sometimes, but a lot of times we just kind of face our fears and just go out and not let that hold us back. But I guess we don't really have like a specific mentor that we look up to, but we really do like lean on our faith as our guidance. So that's kind of what's been kind of leading and guiding us.
I think over the years y'all getting more vocal. I see y'all on TikTok. I see y'all trying to do like reels now. What's the motivation behind all of this? Because at first y'all just kind of was watching. Y'all was kind of quiet. Now 2024 come, y'all social media influencers. What's going on?
Yeah, I guess just feeling the conviction just to actually like put our voice behind. Like, it's one thing to show up, but also like giving voice to what we believe in, and also just through that whole experience of 2020, just seeing how there's like so many voices that are specifically trying to influence specifically young people, and just wanting to be a voice for young people, and so that we can just kind of pretty much just share our own life experiences to help others avoid some of the red flags that we missed and just some of the mistakes we made in like the journey in trying to find purpose, and especially when you're trying to advocate and stand up for a cause, you can easily be led astray if you don't have like a set of principles that leads and guides you. So,
hey, look, we're gonna run the break, and when we come back, y'all got a book.
Yeah.
I want to get into this book that y'all done wrote. Hey, we gonna talk about it, and the book is about the trip from Milwaukee to Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I want to dive into it. I was reading, I saw my name in the book because I was walking with y'all, but I want to talk about it when we get back. Truth Nation, we got Lena and Leanne in the building, the twins. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call, That's All Gruber Cash Giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call, That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call, That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
The Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, we're talking about up to $5 million, which for small business owners, we need that. That's like payroll, that's resources. So can you just let us know, what is the program and why is this lending program so important to Old National Bank?
Years ago, our CEO, Jim Ryan, this program is his brainchild. He was working with Roland Shelton, who you know, Denise, out of Evansville, and they identified that African-American business owners, Hispanic business owners, Native American business owners, as well as women business owners had a difficult time in obtaining financing from the traditional credit partners. And so we went out, created a program, launched it last year, 2023. And so far last year, we have helped over 100 successful minority and women-owned businesses with about $25 million in loans. We've already started this year with almost $8 million in approvals, again, geared toward minority business owners and women business owners that normally had difficulties in obtaining traditional credit finance.
My name is Lieutenant Finkley, and I am more than an officer. Working with the youth as a juvenile corrections officer, I saw the impact I was able to have on kids. So after some reflection, I decided to become a Milwaukee police officer. I had already served the country as a veteran, and this was my opportunity to serve humanity. And now I am more than an officer, and you can be too. Come join the Milwaukee Police Department by applying. Go online and search Milwaukee Police Department Careers.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
More of The Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Right? I'm trying to go platinum. So I'm about to rock this shit. Check this out, y'all. Read a book, read a book, read 'em all. Book, read a book, read a book, read 'em all. Book, read a book, read a book, read 'em all. Book, read a book, read a book, read 'em all.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show, DJ Brothers here on the 1 and 2s. Look, we got Lena and Leanne in the building, the twins, and they've been a part of the movement since 2020, and y'all work with multiple organizations. I even looked up, now y'all got a TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I saw that y'all was in the Jordan River. Like, how y'all getting around? How y'all moving all over? Like, y'all was doing something at the Jordan River, and did y'all get baptized in the Jordan River, or what's going on?
No, we just went in the water. That's it.
Y'all waded in the water. What was that like, going to the Jordan River? Can y'all explain that?
Yeah, it was just a really cool experience just to be in that, just in another country, just to experience another culture and just be in that environment. And we pretty much went there for like, just a spiritual journey, and just to see the land and how the people are there are like, and just get to know the culture a little bit more.
Was Jordan River chilly and cold?
It was pretty warm.
But the thing is, you guys are moving around a lot. And especially, and then to come back and deal with the community. It was one time where a mother needed help, and she was pregnant. And I got a call from I think it was both of y'all. I guess both of y'all was trying to call me, but we tried to work on that situation. But I see that y'all even took her into y'all house to help her.
Yeah.
Y'all be really trying to help and trying to go in, and I've witnessed that. So I thought that was interesting, because you got, some Vietnamese women, young girls, taking on huge responsibilities of women that's pregnant, that may be displaced. That was a huge undertaking.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Yeah. So I guess we had been in contact with her for several months prior to the actual march, and we knew about her situation, just being super unstable and just having to be in and out of different homes, and then also living out of the car. And so when we were preparing to go on this march, we knew that our home would be vacant for that amount of time that we'd be gone. So we didn't want it to go to waste. So we opened up our home so that she could stay with us.
That's basically a stranger. While y'all was out, y'all let her take y'all house over?
Are you out of your damn mind?
Oh, wow. Look, also, okay, I want to get into this book. It's called The Wilderness, Lost My Way to Find It. And then at the bottom it says Deception, the Cult, and Heartbreaking in the Fight for Purpose. Okay, so explain. What's this book about?
Yeah, so for this book, it was mainly us. So originally we just wanted to write for us to be able to process what we went through on that march, because it was super intense and just really hard for us to come back from all that, because there was a lot of things that we went in with high hopes for, and a lot of it didn't, like a lot of the promises didn't come to pass, so it was really disappointing at the end of it, and like the group pretty much like broke up.
Right.
And so after that, we were just trying to wrap our head around what we just experienced. So we were just pretty much writing for ourselves. And as we were writing and getting it out, we experienced a lot of like healing through that. And what kind of motivated us to like make it public was because we knew like other people who were also on that experience still don't have closure. So we were hoping to share like just a part of how we came to a closure and were able to move on from that experience. So that was pretty much what we wanted to do with this book.
Now, before the march, there was people marching. You both were a part of marching in the city for like 70 days or so before the march from Milwaukee to D.C. even took place. So y'all were already out here for 10 hours a day, during that time. How was that, coming out every day, marching in the streets with strangers, with people that y'all were meeting for the first time, Can y'all explain that experience that led to the march from Milwaukee to Washington, D.C.?
I guess it was just like a really exciting time for the both of us, just because we felt like we were really getting connected with people with like the same values and beliefs. And so we were really finding our tribe there. And that's, I guess, how we were just kind of led to go all in with the march in August.
So y'all get to D.C. What was disappointing? What was the reality of y'all experience from that whole thing?
So I guess just the journey up to then, it was a lot of things we had to learn how to navigate as a group and just be able to, because like everyone was on survival mode during the whole time. So there was just a lot of like tension we had to learn how to work through.
And I was there, so I had to step forward and deal with a lot of the tension because I wasn't a part of the 70 days that people was out here. Everybody was new to me. So when I seen everybody and I seen y'all, I was like, where did y'all come from? Like, you know, and so it was a blessing that we were able to have that experience. But like I said, I only knew Frank. He asked me to walk because I walked from Milwaukee to Chicago, and he wanted me to go, but I didn't think it was real. I was like, who really does that? And then I gave my word, so I had to go because I said I would do it. But then when I get there, I see y'all, I see a bunch of people, I see all these, you know, different personalities, but you were more familiar with the personalities that were actually going to take on that task because y'all was a part of that. I say it was like a group of people that was already out there. Mm-hmm. So what was disappointing about the end that y'all found out that was kind of disheartening?
Yeah, so I guess what we went into it believing that what would happen at the end of it would be like meeting with legislators and just a lot of people to try to get some policies in place and just kind of like
for justice reform.
Yeah, pretty much we were hoping to have some action behind everything that we were marching for. But by the time we got there, it just kind of seemed like a free-for-all. And it just seemed like...
It fell apart.
Yeah, it pretty much fell apart. And it just seemed like the whole time it was just to build a platform and no change actually took place. So that's what really disappointed
So do you feel like when you hear... Because a lot of people were screaming Black Lives Matter in 2020. And I always ask, what happened to the movement? Like, okay, now it's a new election cycle. What is it? Like, are we still on justice reform or now we didn't move to abortion rights? You know what I mean? So do you feel that Black Lives Matter, it was the issue or what was the issue?
I feel like a lot of times that can be used just as like a political agenda at times. So like even though people are... There's a lot of people that are in it for like the right cause, but that can also be twisted and manipulated.
People got taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Do you feel that y'all got taken advantage of during those times when y'all was out there protesting, that a lot of things that y'all believed that y'all were doing it for was probably that energy was probably being taken advantage of?
Yeah.
And how?
I guess for me personally, it was just the way that certain leaders and just like because I went on this march with Frank, he was able to like play on my emotions a lot. And I do acknowledge like it was my fault for letting my guard down and just not being wise with all of my decisions, but just the way that he had a way with speaking was able to really deceive me and make me believe like he actually meant what he was saying. So just from that whole experience, just learning how to guard my heart better and just be able to use wisdom whenever I...
Right. Discernment.
Yeah.
So moving forward, what do you do? Like, how do you shape y'all next 10 years of activism?
I would say definitely just being more firm in who I am as an individual and not... Because I feel like a lot of young people are always trying to look outward for leaders to guide and mentor them. But a lot of times, young people already have the answers, like they are the change that they want to see in the world. So just really leaning into that further and not being so easily, pretty much not being so easily sold on what people present out of what they say, and really like testing. And
just really doing your
truth.
research.
Yeah.
Yeah, really paying attention. And this book, I mean, you can find it on what, Amazon?
Yeah.
The Wilderness, Losing My Way to Find It, Surviving Deception and Occult. And how, now, were y'all in the cult? I mean, I see the word cult on the book.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean? I mean, I'm just saying, this is what it say on the book.
Yeah, I guess I feel like
The protesters was in the cult? It was a cult protest? What?
I know that was a very bold statement to make, but I think just after a lot of deep reflection, that's honestly what, especially the march to DC, I can say from personal experience, I know that was probably what it was becoming. If we went any further, it probably would have like transitioned into that type of like group setting.
Right.
Because as I was reflecting on the weird behaviors and just like the mind control and just no accountability and all of that.
Oh, wow.
I just was able to connect that to cultic behavior. And as I did my research, I found that a lot of times during times of social unrest and times where there's a lot of large social movements, a lot of times that's when cults arise. So like if you know Jim Jones, he led a movement.
Wow.
So it was similar to that. And just the way how Jim Jones was appealing to social justice and spirituality, that was pretty much similar to what Frank and his appeal to people were. So that's kind of where I found the connection in that.
And so now in 2024, this book is out here. What is the message of this book? And many times when I talk about the message, when people write books, what do you want people to learn from your experience?
Yeah, so I guess what I'm hoping for people to learn is that, again, like I said, just to guard your heart and also really knowing who you are so that you're not easily astrayed by multiple voices, and just knowing your principles and what grounds you, and especially if you're a believer or someone who's led by your faith, just to be able to use that discernment and not allow any idolatry to get you into situations that can be harmful to you.
And just building off of what she was saying about idolatry, I feel like, especially with politics, there's a lot of leaders that try to raise like platform themselves and build a following to the point where their following really idolizes their leadership and doesn't really hold them accountable. Just being careful about not like overlooking those red flags when they're
presented.
Yeah, presented. Because
you really believe and got hope, and then this person, you don't want to believe that they're part of something negative.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, how can we keep up with you? Y'all got TikTok, y'all got Facebook. Where can Truth Nation continue to follow y'all journey?
Yeah, so we have a YouTube channel where we also share about these experiences as well. So our YouTube is Leanne and Lena, and then our other social media is also Leanne and Lena.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm happy y'all came on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Hey, look, I appreciate y'all for coming on the show. Continue to do the good work that y'all doing out here. And I'm thankful that y'all didn't let any negative experiences stop y'all from growing and actually continuing to be productive. Powerful. All right, Truth Nation, when we come back, we'll have more conversations. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Pow!
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Melanie Ricks with her truth.
Okay, y'all, the winter is upon us. It's officially that time of the year when, let's be honest, seasonal affective disorder is a real thing. When I was a kid, I used to wonder why I felt sad during certain times of the year, why I felt more down, and why I felt like I just couldn't get myself moving the way I'm used to. As I grew older, I started to learn more about how the weather not only affects our mood, but it truly does affect the way that we view life. And let's be honest, living here in Milwaukee, these winter days can get real long, real cold, and real dreary. So this is your reminder to make sure that you're taking care of your mental health. It's okay to not be okay, but what's not okay is when you don't do anything about it. I understand that sometimes it's so much easier to tell somebody else, hey, you got to get yourself in check. But it's important that you look in the mirror and you tell that to yourself as well, because when you're doing well, the people around you are going to feel that and they're going to succeed. They're going to be motivated by your energy. I'm not saying that you should put the weight of the world on your shoulders. I'm not saying that you need to be the neighborhood hero, but you should want to be your own hero. So let's all make a promise to take care of our mental health this winter so that we can walk into summer feeling refreshed and ready to go. I hear you, Summer. Come and knock on our door. Oh, I'll be waiting for you.
Listen to Nothing But the Truth with Melanie Ricks, weekdays from noon to 1 p.m.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
The YMCA is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick below the surface. Y is the before work hustle, an after school home, a section of my block, a corner to call my own. With my Y, I stand strong, seen and supported all along. It's a million faces in a mirror and everyone belongs. Find your Y. Join today at ymca.org for a better us.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Alex Delez. The Bucks return to action tonight as they are on the road to take on the Boston Celtics. Tip-off is scheduled for 6:30 with coverage over on WTMJ beginning at 6. The NCAA's March Madness tournament kicked off Tuesday night as 10 seed Colorado State defeated 10 seed Virginia by a final score of 67-42, and 16 seed Wagner defeated 16 seed Howard by a final score of 71-68. Tonight it is 16 seeds Grambling versus Montana State, with tip-off being scheduled for 5:40, and 10 seed Colorado versus Boise State, with tip-off being scheduled for 8:10. 2 seed Marquette is set to take on 15 seed Western Kentucky this Friday afternoon. Tip-off is scheduled for 1 with coverage over on 94.5 beginning at 12:30. Finally, the 5 seed Badgers are set to take on 12 seed James Madison Friday night. Tip-off scheduled for 8:30. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Turn the beat down with the bass crazy. Twin, that's my twin. Twin, that's my twin. GLE, matching Benz. Hey, twin, that's my twin. GLE, matching Benz. And my 10, 5%, go round, pay your rent. Tamia, Tamara, we drank down in carrots. I flew out to London to blow back and hear us. I shut down the currency exchange. Across the street from my hotel.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. I want to open up the lines, Truth Nation. I got a question, and I need y'all to participate in this because I need to get some real truth out here, because I think people just assume that everybody is monolithic, that everybody has the same experience and the same belief And I don't think it's true because I think it heavily depends on how you was raised or what you were taught. And everybody wasn't taught the same thing. So we all come to a general ideal of just trying to give respect, because if you're just giving respect, then it doesn't matter what you believe or anything. Just respect is given to those who give it. And sometimes people rule by fear. Some people want respect. But I think that we have all kind of overall want respect. You know, we don't want to be disrespected no matter what we're trying to do. So, but there's different ideas when it comes to family structure. And I got a question, Truth Nation. And this is the question. What kind of home were you raised in? And rank your childhood experience from 1 to 10. 1 meaning not so good, 10 meaning the best. What kind of home were you raised in? And when I say home were you raised in a single parent home? Were you raised in a 2-parent home? Or did you get raised by grandmother or some other family members? Or was you raised in a foster care type system? I want to know. And I want you to rank the experience of your childhood from 1 to 10 and why. 833-212-1017. Talk to text 833-212-1017. What kind of home were you raised in? Single parent, 2-parent? Did grandma raise you or some other family members, or were you raised in foster care? And I want you to rank your childhood experience from 1 to 10. 833-212-1017. Talk to text 833-212-1017. I was raised by grandma. Grandma gave me, a place to stay, put food and clothes on my back. And when I talk about my childhood, I was around a lot of older people, my grandmother's friends, and they would always tell, what I wish I had recorded, DJ Brother Z, is her stories about working on the cotton field. She used to always tell those stories, and it was normal to me at the time. My grandmother and my grandfather were sharecroppers. Even my mother, when I talked to her, she remembered the days of her being on the cotton fields down in Bearzona, Mississippi. So they came up from Mississippi from being sharecroppers to Milwaukee. But my grandma used to always talk about how she used to buy candy for a nickel, or things would go to the movies with a quarter, or how many bushels she used to pick and to pay. I wish I would have remembered how much she said she got paid for picking a bushel of cotton. And she used to talk about this like all the time. And it was normal to me. And I really didn't think like, man, I need to be recording this. I really need to get my grandmother in some type of recording situation so we can keep this history from her being a sharecropper and coming from Mississippi to Milwaukee, So I was raised by grandma, and I think that when I want to rate my childhood, I would rate it a 4, because we was poor. 4 for poor. And we had to struggle. And I remember having to deal with things that come with poverty, like the gangs in the neighborhood. I had to deal with not having the clothes that I needed to even attend school. And it wasn't like grandma wasn't giving her best. It was just the way it was. It was a whole bunch of things going on. So I would rank my childhood as far as overall probably a 4. Probably a 4 because I had to fight all the time, DJ Brother Z. You had the kids in the neighborhood coming from around the corner trying to fight because they wanted to touch on my sister. My sister was turning, 11, 12, going and starting to develop, her womanly features, and the people in the neighborhood would want to come over and try to talk to her, or while we was on our way to Lee Street Elementary School, they would try to, approach us, and I was the only dude sometimes that would try to fight them off. So I had a lot of those things happening, but I think that it built my character. But at the same time, when you talk about the experiences that you learned as a child, I learned how to fight. I didn't learn a lot of things like as far as entrepreneurship. I had to find that out as I got older. Like I was like 25 when I learned that I could have had an LLC. I didn't learn none of the business ideas as a child. I didn't learn anything about civics. Only thing I knew was that Jesse Jackson was running for president back then. And I think that when Jesse Jackson ran for president back then, I remember hearing my grandmother telling me she was going to vote for Jesse Jackson. But we didn't know anything about civics. They weren't telling us how a township was made or formed or how to operate in the township. We was out here hustling. So and when you talk to people, and I always tell people, you gotta respect people because you don't know what they have been through. And that's why I say, I want the callers today to call in. And the question of the day is, what kind of home were you raised in? Was it single parent, two parent, grandma's house, or family members, or foster care? And rank your childhood experience, from 1 to 10. We're going to head to the lines. Black Conscious, you're on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Great question. I had to call back on this one, brother.
Mm-hmm.
So, growing up in Chicago, Robert Taylor Holmes, even though I want to put it down, I would still have to put it around a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's why. I had a foundation of love and unity with our family. And even though we lived in the projects, and I say poor is not a way, it's just something we've been told, but the lack of funds, I'll say it that way, because we wasn't, I don't like to use the word poor, because I've seen poor at its finest.
Well, I'm saying poor because that's what they told me it was.
Yeah, and that's where they keep us.
And I'm talking about what happened. Like I'm hindsight 2020 at this point, but at that time, no, it was poor. Yeah.
I'm not disputing anything that you experienced because it's your experience and your experience only.
We was poor,
but this is what. Right. No, don't get it twisted.
Okay.
We were poor too, but that's just a word, not a lifestyle.
Right. Okay. We can break it down however we want as a grown up, but at that time I was poor.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I get you, man. I wore my Converse, the different shoes, for my kicks and all of that.
we had to pay less shoes. Yeah.
Right. We had before Payless. Hold on. Before Payless, there was Community.
Oh wow.
There was that was Chicago.
Hey, before Payless came out, we had Purple Heart.
Right. So we had to say Purple Heart, Community, all the same. They was not. They was low cost efficient shoes that last about a month. Don't get them wet; they won't even last that long. And they reach.
And we had the sock hanging out the tongue. Yeah, the tongue hanging out the shoe.
Right. And go get the white polish to keep them white. You know all of that, man. But with that being said, regardless of what we was going through, my mother, may God rest her soul, made sure we didn't focus on that thing and focus on the thing that was the matter the most: family, living, and growing together.
Right.
So I would rate it as a 7. Of course, there were some things I didn't like about it, but I was in no place, in no way, shape, or form to do anything about it because I'm a kid.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like we had you can't choose where you come out. And that's why
you can't choose your family.
You can't choose it. You just got to live, And I think that as a child, when I talk about ranking my childhood experience, I'm talking about. If I talk about my grandma giving me love and teaching me how to pray, that's like a high ranking. But when I'm talking about the overall education, the neighborhood, the environment, the conditions, it was definitely a 4 to me.
Yeah. So with that, brother, I'm gonna let some other callers get on, man.
Hey,
that's a good one. That's a good one, Tory. That's a good one.
I appreciate you for tapping in, Black Conscious.
Live righteous, Milwaukee.
987285 says, I was raised in a single parent house and I give my childhood a 8 of 8 out of 10. Only reason is not a 10 because I didn't get all the Jordans I wanted. Oh, and dad wasn't around. Right. And that's why I say, like, when we talk about, this is why we got to have these conversations, because we assume that everything is monolithic and that we all came from a certain space of learning, when many times that's not true, depending on the setup that you had to come up with. And that's why I say we have to get back to a respect. And many times a lot of people will try to push their ideas on people, and they're not trying to understand where that these people have come from. And they have no empathy or sympathy or anything like that. They just, hey, this is the way it is. And this is why things don't work, because you don't have the respect and understanding people and their upbringings and things and experiences. And then once you can make the communication, hey, look, we don't have to come from the same space. We don't have to have the same beliefs, but we do have to work together to make progress. We do. And that's where I say, when we talk about when people are coming up, that's why I say, what was your upbringing? Were you raised in a single-parent household, two-parent household? Was you raised by grandma or one of the family members, or even in foster care? These are all different things when we come through as children, and it shapes us as adults. But look, when we come back, we're going to go to the lines. We got Al on the lines. We got some talk to text, and we also have some chat. We're going to try to get to it all when we get back. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey Truth Nation, it's your girl Melanie Ricks from Nothing But The Truth, and I am so happy to let you know the best radio show in Milwaukee is now streaming live on YouTube every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. Yes, your daily power hour of nonstop entertainment is coming at you live on YouTube every weekday. So Truth Nation, make sure you don't miss Benjamin and I give our hot takes or our Freaky Friday story by watching us live on YouTube and subscribing to 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as 1 business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I am Detective Tiffany, and I am more than an officer. I come from a family of those who have served our country, and I continue that family tradition when I joined the Air Force Reserve. During my time there, I was encouraged to apply as a police officer, something I had never thought about doing before, but decided to give it a chance. The chance I turned into a fulfilling career in law enforcement. I am more than an officer, and you can be too. Come join the Milwaukee Police Department by applying. Go online and search Milwaukee Police Department careers.
For the brave men and women of our United States military, it's been said, some gave all, but all gave some. Here at Tayback Law, we honor these sacrifices by working to ensure veterans receive the benefits they're entitled to. I'm Jim Brzezinski, partner and VA-accredited representative at Tayback Law. If you're a vet and have been wrongfully denied or feel that your condition was not properly evaluated by the VA, visit TaybackAttorneys.com to set up a free evaluation. At Tayback Law, we fight for those who fought for us. Contact Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Milwaukee's favorite station.
Please, Lisa, please, for the love of Jehovah, don't kick me or anybody with a prosthetic leg. Please. Why do I even gotta say please? Because what if you kick me and it falls off? I ain't gonna pick it up. You try to kick me. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit you with your own leg. I'll teach you a lesson.
Coming with straight truth.
And you know what? If you want to make it about race, I need you to hold your black men accountable. Don't let these black men get away with anything. Because what does that say about you? Because if you're going to be that person who's not going to hold your own people accountable, we have nothing to talk about. I'm sorry, that's the real old school mentality, my guy.
Tune in to all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows all day, every day by downloading the Truth app.
We got to get back into common courtesy.
Mm-hmm. It's about the family structure.
Right. It is.
Our extended family, we are all family in Milwaukee. Come on now.
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The process and the end product are equally as valuable.
Yeah, I don't got it yet, but I'm trying. And I see that there's no point in me lying to you. Faces changing, yours ain't been two-sided. This year ain't been Kodak, but we can pretend.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z had to get out on assignment. We got Benjamin in the building.
It's amazing.
How you doing, Benjamin?
You know what it is, Tory Lowe. You know, getting through.
Hey, look, and the question of the day is, what kind of home were you raised in? Was it a single parent, two parent, grandma or other family members, or foster care? And rank your childhood from 1 to 10. You know, and I think that this is important because I think many times when we talk about how we were raised, it feeds into us how we produce as adults, because we hold on to some of those things that we've learned as a child. But many times when we talk to each other, that's why I say we got to have a mutual amount of respect, because we don't know what we had to do to get to the age we're at and the struggles that we had to overcome. And I think that many times we believe that everybody had the, at least an okay lifestyle. I remember I talked to somebody that was raised in foster care, and they had a horrible experience moving from foster place to another foster place, being molested, being all these things. And I was just thankful that they were able to overcome those things and be a productive citizen in society. And that allowed me to understand some of the logic that they had due to those experiences, you know. So we were able to work well together because I was able to understand where the person was coming from and many of their idealisms. And sometimes people just argue to argue. But I think that we need to start arguing about progress. Like, what can we do? We need to start having these debates about what can we do next to improve our conditions instead of fighting what we believe in or our idealisms. And I think that we get caught up in the drama of, oh, you don't believe like me, so I'm not dealing with you like that. But when you start dealing with each other from respect, I think respect has to be the mid ground on this. But look, when we come back, we got Al on the lines. Al, hold on. I'm going to take you at the top of the hour. We got some talk to text. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
1017 The Truth and Associated Bank have teamed up for our Black-owned business give back. Each quarter, we'll be giving away $6,000 worth of free commercial advertising for 3 months to 5 Black businesses. To sign up for your business's chance to win $6,000 of commercial campaign marketing on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure on the truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank, member FDIC.
Truth Nation, it is Denise Thomas from Truth Be Told with DT and Telly, and I am so excited for you to tune in to our monthly interview with Old National Bank. Old National Bank will be joining us to discuss why they are so committed to supporting women and people of color-owned businesses, while also discussing their empowerment loan program, which can provide your business access to funds up to $5 million. So don't miss our Truth Be Told monthly interview with Old National Bank at 8 a.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
My name is Ariel. When I arrived in the U.S. at 19, I struggled to find job opportunities without my high school diploma. My entire life changed when I took a chance and got my high school diploma at age 22. Everything I have, my education, my career, my marriage, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and my teachers. They were with me every step of the way, helping with my English and math. making sure I push through all the challenges.
Ariel, your success proves that what I'm doing as a teacher has real meaning.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
Education was the key that unlocked all my opportunities.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Join the livest radio show in Milwaukee, Nothing But the Truth with Melanie Ricks. Listen every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
I'm Julian Johnson. Closing arguments in the trial of Kimberly Zapata are expected today. Zapata is accused of ballot fraud after sending 3 absentee military ballots to Menominee Falls State Representative Janelle Branchkin. Milwaukee Election Commission Executive Director Claire Woodall-Vaugh tells the defense it was Zapata's job to monitor absentee voting, and she paid close attention to military ballots.
Instead of just immediately sending them a ballot during the close of voter registration, she would see that, flag it, and try to contact the voter to make sure it was their intent to register as a military voter, and often it wasn't.
She said Zapata was likely trying to point out a flaw in Wisconsin's voting system when it comes to military ballots. New legislation passes requirements for private security guards in Milwaukee after the death of Isaiah Allen last August. Allen was shot and killed at a gas station convenience store by a man acting as security who was not properly vetted. The Milwaukee Common Council passed an ordinance Tuesday that requires private security guards to obtain a license, a bonding agreement, and a background check. Exterior structural demolition of the Milwaukee-owned Boston store at the former Northridge Mall begins as early as today. The city of Milwaukee took full possession of the mall in late January. While no formal plan has been released, the city expects to pursue a complete redevelopment of the site with a mixture of uses. They remind the public to stay away from the demolition site to ensure safety and avoid any potential hazards. Republican businessman Eric Hovde touting his efforts to end human trafficking as he campaigns to unseat Tammy Baldwin in the Senate this November. Hovde tells the Tory Lowe Show Tuesday,
I partnered with an actor, Ashton Kutcher. He started an organization called Thorn, and that's rescuing young girls or boys that are put into the prostitution rings. And so I provided the money to fund and create something called Spotlight. And Spotlight is a tool now for law enforcement and the FBI to find children that are being trafficked over the internet.
Hovde also talked about Hovde Homes, which are charitable shelters for vulnerable children he's financed mostly in Central America. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on 101.7 The Truth.
We need each other.
That's facts.
I need my sisters. I need my brothers out here.
A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and for all the bootlickers, may you die 1,001.
The place for the realest conversations.
Tory Lowe, want all the action? Or you want all the smoke? I'm with all that smoke too, man.
I didn't see Ron Johnson. He trash. Chisholm is trash. How the hell you here to help us and your kids are dying in the street?
I understand that this is Milwaukee and everyone believes that if someone say something, it's snitching. It's not.
I don't care if it's the past. If you see the pastor ain't acting right, you check that fool. Where's the results?
Talking topics that need to be highlighted and discussed in our communities.
Would you trade places with a black person?
Yeah, sure. No, I would not.
Have you ever said the N-word? Come on, be the truth. We on the truth.
Unfiltered and unfazed. This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
The reason I believe the racism is getting worse is because whites know that they will be outnumbered in about 20 to 21 years. They're going to be outnumbered.
Hey, Tory, man. How are you doing, brother? I'm actually from India. We brown people can totally relate with you. Sometimes it's like, did that just happen to me?
We have to not let the government mind us either.
That cop ain't never been brought to the public because he ain't normal, and he may not even exist no more.
Say no more. Release the video.
You know, you keep on doing what you're doing, man. You're going to take over your talk radio, man. Just keep on focusing on what you're focusing on. I wish you a lot of love.
God bless you, brother.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Tory Lowe.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready!
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the third hour of the Tory Lowe Show. Benjamin filling in. DJ Brother Z had to get out on assignment. And the question of the day, Truth Nation. The question of the day, and I need y'all to open up your ears, okay? What kind of home were you raised in, and rank your childhood experience from 1 to 10, and why? Were you raised in a single parent, a two-parent? Did grandma or other family members raise you, or was you from the foster care system? And rank your childhood on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 meaning not too good, 10 meaning the best. We got Al on the lines. Al, you're on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Well, I'll say this. My mother and father was not together, but they raised me with love. I'll give it an 8.
Okay.
Because no childhood was perfect.
Right.
But one thing I can say about my mother, she loved me unconditionally. And one thing my father put in me is love people for who they are. And and if you want to do right by your heart. But one thing he instilled in me is that you don't cower down. And he said you stand up to anybody. So I will say that, and from those things from my mother and father, I use that in my everyday life. And I am proud of my mother just as well as I am proud of my dad. Because as my dad say, if somebody put their hands on you, I don't care if they're the devil, they can be Jesus Christ. But when it comes to you and my other son, they will deal with me personally. So it ain't taking no high roads.
Right.
So I feel like, they did the best they could. No parent, no childhood is going to be, perfect. But they did their best. And for that, I love them unconditionally. And I thank them for all the good times and even some of the bad times, because it made me who I am today.
All right. Hey.
And that's all I can say.
That's what's up. That's powerful.
Thank you.
All right. Look, I appreciate you for tapping in. 4038 says, I was adopted. My family that adopted me was a 6. They did the best that they could for being in the South. Also, we have some talk to text. 0025 says, good afternoon, Tory. I was raised in a single parent home by my mom's, and I would rate it a 5. And me and my siblings share clothes and shoes, but we made it through by the grace of God. Also, we got some chat. We got a long chat right here. I want to read it all the way through. Diggy in the chat on 1017 The Truth on YouTube says, I rank mine 4 out of 10, raised by my mother and stepdad in Chicago, straight poverty. He was an alcoholic and he shot up dope. I witnessed a lot of abuse and my environment didn't make anything better. Only thing that kept me sane was the love of my grandmother. She lived in Evanston, Illinois. And if it wasn't for the fact that she installed a spirit in me of endurance and overcoming day by day, I'd be gone. Now I have 3 kids. I live in Milwaukee and I never laid a hand on my wife and I never had a day away from my children. And I think I turned out fine, but not all my siblings were able to, I don't know. He guessed his siblings probably didn't turn out as good as he did. But I'll say this. It's different lives that we had to come through. And hindsight is 2020. And I don't think this is a slight on the people that raised you. I think I'm talking about the overall experience of the childhood, like, the situational ideas and the things like that. Because the one thing my grandmother taught me that I use to this day, my grandma used to say, you got to pray. And she always was a praying person. So she taught me how to pray. The one thing I learned is that when I use prayer, it helps me center myself. And it helps me connect with the spiritual part of myself. So my grandmother taught me that, and I use it to this day. But as far as the environment, all the fights I had to fight, you know what? I had a lot of female cousins, and everybody wanted to date them and try to talk to them, and they was young. I think I had a whole, I lost count of how many fights I had to have on 5th Street. People used to drive past me getting into a fight with somebody, and the old people were like, "Get him, Troy." They used to call me Troy. It was like instead of them breaking it up, they was like, "Get him," So I was one of those people that had to fight all the time. So it had nothing to do with grandma. It just, it just was the environment. The way how we was coming up on 5th and North Avenue. It was bad. It was a lot of fighting going on, but we were always close. We had a lot of cousins. I didn't even need friends. I had so many cousins. And we always played, right, in front of the house. We always played in the fields, in the vacant lots, kickball, football, and things like that. But when you chime into the schooling, the things that we had to do in the way we were, I couldn't even. I remember I dropped out of middle school. A lot of people don't know that I dropped out of middle school because I didn't have clothes to go to school. That I didn't have any clothes, and every time I would go to school, they would tease me sometimes. And I understand the kids could be cruel, But I was like, okay, I probably would have been. I got suspended so many times that I said forget it, because every time somebody would say something to me, I would smack them. And I'd be always in the principal's office. So it wasn't until I started going to church at 14, turning 15, and became a deacon in church that everything turned around. Because then I had more support. I had more people invested in who I was as a person. And then I had a spiritual base. And that spiritual base changed my life. From the time I got in church to everything I learned from the church, even though I don't agree with a lot of things that was going on in the church and all the things that took place within the church, just that base right there, that moral foundation brought me a long way. So it changed my life. But my childhood up until that point, I felt sometimes, why am I even alive at certain points? It was just so much aggression going on out in the neighborhoods and things like that. So, hey, but 833-212-1017, talk to text 833-212-1017. Brittany G says 5. She would rank her childhood a 5 with my mom, and when we went to my grandma's house on the weekends, it was a 10. So when she was with her mom, it was a 5, and then when she go by grandma's on the weekend, it was a 10. 833-212-1017. Hey, how you doing, girl? Hey, do you want to come and answer the question of the day? We got DT in the building from the morning show, DT and Telly. Hey, how you doing, DT?
Oh, Tori, you know I love you.
Hey, you already know the love. You can park it right there. I think that one's on. But DT, I appreciate you for stopping through. You know, this is the first time you ever was able to stop through where I could get you to sit down on the show.
Well, you know, my daughter and I came. My kids love you. Well,
yeah, right. Your daughter did come, but I'm talking about that was more like a family thing.
You know what? You're right. But my kids, they're adults, but my son, you already know how he feels
I
about
already
you.
didn't talk to him, and he's a nice, handsome young man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know he gets good looks from his mama.
Hey, well, hold on. I thought the girl get it from their mama.
My daughter's beautiful, too. She looks like me and her father, so I'll be
that's
fair.
What's up.
What's going on, Tori?
Well, I got a question. The
sir.
question of the day, and I think that this is important to understand that we are not a monolith. You know, we all didn't come from the same background, and we should learn to respect each other because we don't know what people have been through when they use some of their logic.
Totally agree.
So my thing is, what kind of home were you raised in, and rank your childhood experience from 1 to 10? Were you raised in a single parent? Were you raised in a 2-parent? Mm-hmm. Were you raised by grandma or another family member? Or were some people was raised in foster? Question. Some people was raised in foster care. And could you rate your childhood from 1 to 10, and why?
So I grew up in a traditional household. Both parents, mom and dad, they're still married. They've been married for 56 years. Shout out to Elijah and Maureen. Mm-hmm. You know, thank you, Ben. Thank you, brother Ben. You don't know what you don't know when you're a child.
Right. You don't know. But at the time,
you think everything
you're trying to find your way.
But now that I'm, the age I am now, 47, growing up in Evansville, Indiana, mm-hmm. it was one of the most, and I'll say this, and I'll challenge anybody who's listening that's from Evansville, because I was born and raised there, racist as I don't know what.
What?
And, it's obviously
you experienced a lot of racism.
But see, I didn't know that then.
Okay.
See, I didn't know the trauma that's associated with growing up.
Because we wouldn't know.
You don't know what you don't know. And I thought that black people, first of all, I thought all white people were rich. Because that's all I saw on television.
You know what? I think I kind of had the same idea too.
All white people are rich. If you wanted to get ahead in life, you had to have a white savior. So like shows like Different Strokes, Webster.
Mr. Drummond.
Webster, where you saw the black kids getting saved by the white hero.
Right.
And, Webster, Different Strokes. There was another one too. And then also, just as a black girl, I didn't think that at the time, I didn't think I could be who I am today. Now, I will say this. Mm-hmm. My mother was very, very, she saw my gift before I did in terms of being able to speak in public and do what I do now. So she had me in theater, performing arts, all this stuff. And I was the only one, Tori. I was always the only one. It was very uncomfortable.
Right. Because sometimes a lot of black children don't get to make it in certain rooms if they don't have the guidance to get in those rooms. It takes an adult to be able to see the talent and put you in the space.
You said it. And so we didn't have Tory Lowe's. We didn't have advocates that were helping missing children or people that were contemplating suicide. Like, we didn't have that. And we didn't have black anything. We had no black radio. We didn't have black television until BET came out, which you then had to pay for because that was part of cable. It was a lot, Tori. And so I'm thankful for the time that I was in Milwaukee because I lived here for 21 years. I mean, of course, I'm still here back and forth between Dallas and Milwaukee. But, childhood, it's real, man. What you go through as a child, good or bad, it pretty much, it's the foundation of how you develop as an adult. But I appreciate my parents. I appreciate my mom for seeing the gift in me. And I'm going to keep it real with you. When I moved, and then I know I'll leave because I know you got to say. When I moved to Milwaukee.
You got a question, don't talk to text once you get finished.
Okay, sure. When I moved to Milwaukee, I'm going to hit you with this one. When I moved to Milwaukee from Evansville, I felt like Milwaukee was New York City.
What?
Man,
big lights.
Big lights, big city. And here's the crazy part, Tori. when I moved here in June of 2003, it was dead in the middle of the summer. So you had Harley, the 100th.
Oh,
Harley,
all that stuff going on. Oh, the summertime festivals.
I remember I called my friends. I was like, Milwaukee is everything.
Come over. You was trying to get everybody to come where you was
We was going out 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, going to work at 7. Now, that was back when I was in my 20s. But, yeah, Milwaukee, thank you.
Oh, that's what's up.
Thank you.
Also, you got to talk to Texas and ask DT if she's watching the Freaking League documentary tomorrow, please.
Who is that? Somebody trying to be funny. Who is that?
Freaknik.
Who is that?
Somebody said Freaknik documentary.
They being funny because, I used to go to Freaknik.
You used to go to Freaknik?
But yeah, there was no cameras. There was no social media. Tori,
hold on. Don't let me.
You put that in the box.
Hopefully it ain't no video somewhere.
Man, look, I already talked to my kids. I was like, your mama might be. No, I'm not gonna be. Because I look a whole lot different.
Right.
Like, I wasn't marketable. Like, I was there, but I don't see the cameras like, ooh, her. No. I doubt. I seriously doubt. But there were a lot of prominent judges and executives.
Everybody went down there.
But they were like, why are y'all putting a documentary out about some things that we did 20, 30 years ago? It ain't nobody's business.
Hey, it was done in public.
But there was no camera. Well, there were obviously cameras, but so whoever that was.
The Freaknik documentary. they asked you, did you go watch the Freaknik documentary?
Because Telly gives me a hard time on the morning show about, he'll be like, Denise, T-8 days. Freaknik documentary dropping on March 21st.
Oh, wow. I'm watching it. I'm trying to see.
Tori,
It's some people told me that, hey, Tori, if you see me on the video, don't judge me.
I've already had the conversation with my kids.
Oh, wow.
I was like, if you see your mama, which you probably won't, because I look a whole lot different
Was they
now.
twerking back then?
I plead the fifth. See what, Tori? I'm not answering. No, look. Have you heard that famous quote from Michael Jordan? He was like, I am so glad that they did not have cameras on phones and social media when I was, like when I was in my prime in the NBA. Could you imagine? Like, there's too much. There's too much accessibility. There's no mystery anymore. Everybody knows what everybody is doing. And look, then you got brothers, and I'm not knocking him because that was his truth. You got brothers like Cat Williams telling everybody.
Right.
See, we talk too much.
Some things don't need to be out there.
Tori, there are some things that, there's some conversations that you and I have had.
Right.
Nobody will ever know.
Right, because it was some things supposed to be personal.
You know what I'm saying? So
I agree.
Everybody, we've come to a point in society where you just got to do it for the gram and go on vacation, put your phone up and just be present. Go to an event and just observe and be present.
So you don't believe in posting your relationships and nothing like that?
Not at all. Go to my social media. You won't see not one brother
on vacation.
And you never will. Let me not say never, but
not right now.
No, because once you start,
of course, once you let the public in on your relationship, they feel like you gave your relationship to them.
You better say that for the folks in the back, Tori.
Yeah.
Because here's another thing too. If something happens between you and that person,
they all involved. Because you let them in.
Exactly. And he did. Celebrities kill me. If you could please respect our privacy. Oh, now you want some respect?
You want some, after all this time y'all was out there on a vacation.
Posting all your business.
And every time y'all went out to eat. Yeah, right.
Me and Bae out on the vacay. And then when y'all break up, can you please respect our privacy? Now. Okay.
That's why I say you don't open that door.
Tori.
Then you don't have to have that conversation.
And for me to say this, Tori, people talk too much. I talk, but when I say something, I want it to have value and meaning. Everything ain't meant to be said.
Well, you go speaking around the country.
The world. Brother, I'm out here global.
Right.
Like, so, you know what I'm saying? I'm very selective with what I put on social media. As a matter of fact, it's really a branding tool. And quite frankly, do you care?
It is marketing.
Do you care what I ate for lunch today? You don't care?
No, because I'm fasting.
Are you fasting?
Yeah.
For how long?
I don't even want to tell the day because I don't even want to. I don't want to think about it.
I respect that.
It's way out there though.
I know you, Tori, and you're such a vital resource to this community. I cannot tell you how many times I've been in an Uber or I've just been out and people don't even say the truth. They'll be like, "Oh, you on the same station with Tory Lowe?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm honored. You are loved, brother." But that's just a reflection of all the work and service and commitment that you're putting. I know you don't like me to say this because you're very others oriented. But can y'all, Truth Nation, can y'all help me show Tory some love? And can y'all also help me tell Tory to get some rest? God created the world in 6 days. And what did he do on the seventh day?
He went to sleep.
Thank you.
All right, DT. I appreciate you for coming through.
Love you, brother.
Hey, love you too. Hey, look, I'm going to tell you right now, I appreciate, DT, because we do have our conversations, but you know what? I'm going to do the self-care.
Please, because we need you.
Look, Truth Nation, when we come back, we'll have more conversations. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, at 1017thetruth.com.
It's Dr. Ken Harris, and you can watch me now live on YouTube every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can watch the best radio show in Wisconsin by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Watch me explore the issues which are shaping our community while also having fun discussions, pop culture, current events, all kind of stuff going on right here on YouTube right now by subscribing to 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
I'm City Attorney Terman Spencer. These past 4 years, I've been clearing the backlog of cases, some that have been on the books for 10 to 15 years, and winning them. I have been tough on crime and have been aggressively going after reckless drivers. I've been hiring staff that look reflective of the city and communities they serve. I have provided a voice for the citizens of Milwaukee who have not had a voice, all while working closely with police, and I am proud to say, since I've been city attorney with more accountability, we have not had any loss of life due to police contact. I'm Terman Spencer, the first black city attorney, and I've been fighting for you since I became city attorney. And with your early vote or on April 2nd, I will continue to fight for you. Recently, I brought millions of dollars to the city of Milwaukee, and with your vote, I will continue to work on your behalf for years to come. That's why I'm asking you to vote for Terman Spencer, city attorney, right now as you early vote or on April 2nd. Think Spencer. This message is approved and paid for by Spencer for Milwaukee.
I'm attorney David Gruber. You've heard our slogan thousands of times, but we are much more than just one call. We are one team, one community, one family, and we're the one law firm that can get you the results and compensation you deserve after a serious accident. Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
My name is Lieutenant Finkley, and I am more than an officer. Working with the youth as a juvenile corrections officer, I saw the impact I was able to have on kids. So after some reflection, I decided to become a Milwaukee police officer. I had already served the country as a veteran, and this was my opportunity to serve humanity. And now I am more than an officer, and you can be too. Come join the Milwaukee Police Department by applying. Go online and search Milwaukee Police Department Careers.
Enjoy the excitement of everything Bucks basketball without breaking the bank. Sign up for the Milwaukee Bucks Student Rush program presented by Ticketmaster. You'll get discounted Bucks tickets, exclusive Deer District offers, and more. Visit bucks.com/studentrush. Register with your .edu email and start getting exclusive offers to experience Bucks basketball live and in person, even on a student budget. Go to bucks.com/studentrush and sign up now.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, at 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, get your tickets now to see NBA MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo join his brother Thanasis live on stage for a sit-down conversation talking about their journey from Greece to living out their NBA dreams. They will also discuss trending topics and life as an NBA superstar. Don't miss this. This is happening Friday at Potawatomi Casino and Hotel starting at 6 p.m. Visit TALiveshow.com to get your tickets. Again, that's TALiveshow.com to get your tickets to watch the Analysis podcast live as Giannis will join his brother Thanasis for an interview All ages are welcome, so bring the whole family. The Analysis Live is presented by Carbless. Can't wait to see you there Friday night. Again, that's TALiveshow.com to get your tickets today. Hey. Also, look, Truth Nation, don't forget to sign up for the Truth Community Cleanup, the 3rd annual Tory Lowe Community Cleanup. You need to go to truthcommunitycleanup.com to sign up and volunteer to help keep Milwaukee clean. Everyone who joins gets free lunch provided by Cousin Subs. Register today at truthcommunitycleanup.com. That's truthcommunitycleanup.com to help us beautify our city together. The Truth Community Cleanup is sponsored by Cousin Subs. Hey, being jamming. The question of the day. A lot of people been chiming in, and I don't think a low ranking is a reflection of the parents. I just think the experience, the whole experience, childhood experience, could be a 1 to 10. It could you can have a lower ranking but still have love and look. I don't think that has the reflection on the parents. I think it's just sometimes you come up in a bad environment, you know, in the streets, in the hood, you know, like mine. But Benjamin, what was your experience? I guess I'll ask you the question of the day. And let me get to the question because I have to make sure I word it correctly, because sometimes I'll say it and then I want you to make sure I don't want the communication to be off.
Yeah.
The question is, what kind of home were you raised in? And rank your childhood experience from 1 to 10 and why.
Interesting.
Was it a single parent? Was it 2-parent? Was it grandma or some other family members that raised you? You were in that type of household? Or did you come out of foster care?
You know what, Tory? Okay, I'll put it like this. Personally, I feel like my childhood was great. Mm-hmm. It was great for numerous reasons. So really, I come from a single parent household. My mom raised me to be the man that I am today. But I can't just say it was my mom who helped raise me. It was also my sister. So my sister, she's actually 12 years older than I am. And really, me growing up, my whole world from my childhood was my mom and my older sister. With that being said, as you know, my mom had my younger brother, also had my older brother. I was able to kind of like discover a wide range of things that was going on out in the real world, whether it was the KKK marching down
in Racine.
Yeah, that happened, and then just seeing, you know, it was exciting to me, man. A lot of these things was exciting. I'm not saying that I didn't face any adversity, but I looked at these things as like, wow, these are the real challenges of the real world. So one thing that people would actually talk about with Racine that's kind of legendary is that the KKK was trying to march through Racine at one time, and all the gangs that are Racine, Rag Kings, GDs, Vice Lords, they all actually got together and kicked the KKK out when they were actually when they decided to march. So that's just one story about Racine. But me personally, I think that if I was to rank it on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd just give it a 10. Be honest with you. Yeah, because I'm still alive today. I developed the fundamentals that I need to know to become a successful black man here in America through the advent of my mother, who was a single mother trying to raise a young man.
Right.
You know, I was able to develop different relationships with different black coalitions inside of Racine. And then ultimately I was able to figure out how to
during your childhood?
Oh yeah, bro. One thing that one thing about me, dog, is so when
you always used to go around and talk to everybody.
Well, yeah, that too. That too. But no, one thing that my mom had actually did for me when I was a child, and I didn't even realize it, but in Racine, I don't know if they still even do this anymore, but at the time, say you got good grades in school, we would have a black honor roll society. That's what it was. So like if you
got rewarded.
Yeah, so if you were a black honor roll student, all the black kids who were on honor roll would all
joint at, I think it was like a festival hall downtown in Racine, and it's just be a whole bunch of different black young men
and
black
get
young
goodies
women.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, you get nice little snacks and things like that. But ultimately, you're able to see yourself and identify yourself with so many other people who are doing great things. So when we eventually got older into our teenage years, and you get to seeing people who are kind of like lost in life or whatever, and not having a good head on their shoulders, I kind of relate that down to like them not ever having any positive representation
or being shown certain things, exposed.
Because exposure
to certain ideas, right?
Yeah, exposure leads to expansion. So I think that helped develop who I am today. And always being able to think outside of the box, not really being stagnant and being like, this is my block. I always looked at the world, or honestly, the universe as my block. You know what I'm saying? Like, I own the universe just as well as you do, Tory. You know, so I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Shout out to my
The universe is for everybody.
It's for everybody. It's literally free. You do what you will with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you ain't got to purchase it.
You don't have to purchase it at all.
You just got to tap in.
That's it. So I enjoyed my childhood. It developed me into who I am, helped me curate my imagination that I have, which honestly keeps me alive each and every day. That's when I'm able to talk to people on 101.7 The Truth each and every day, because I have such a big imagination. And my childhood helped me curate my imagination, so I appreciate it in all honesty. All the fights that I was in, and even times I got jumped, times that kids...
You got jumped, BJ?
Bro, I got jumped, fam. I got jumped probably like 3 times
What
in my life.
What was it about?
Nothing, fam.
Wow.
When you just young, bro... Like, people fight for
no reason.
For no reason. But ultimately, one thing that I will tell people about, like, when those childhood fights do occur, one thing that I truly believe is once you have those childhood fights with whomever you fought with on the block,
y'all become friends.
You either become friends or you develop a respect for that person later down the road.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, like,
you was able to become friends with the people you got into it with.
Exactly, dog. Like I still talk to Honey. I still talk to Fat. I still talk to Peanut and all of them.
Did y'all ever bring it back up?
Honestly, nah.
Y'all just say, hey, God, it moved on.
Yeah, it just moved on, and you kind of more so like, hey, what you doing in your life now? Like, it's kind of cool. I was actually just talking to Carrie about this probably 2 weeks ago. One thing that ended up happening to me in my lifetime, I don't want to go too far into the subject matter, but somebody who I was a rival with, later on in my life, we were rivals when we were teenagers, but later on in my life, when I started to develop my radio career and I'm over at V100, one day I actually end up seeing this man's kids. I actually ended up taking pictures with his kids, and he went on to go tell me how proud of me he was. He was like, man, Ben, you're a shining light for Racine. Like, I really appreciate the things that you're doing. So for all the kids,
I agree.
Thank you, Tory Lowe. That means a lot coming from you, because you're really my big brother.
Right, I agree.
Mm-hmm. But, so for all the kids out there who decide to pick up a gun because you're scared to fight, bro, just if you need to fight somebody, just
go get a punching bag.
Yeah, go get a punching bag.
Or come beat up Ben Jam.
Come beat Ben Jam up. You know what I'm saying? For real. If you really got some animosity, come beat Ben Jam up. I'll take the punches for the little kids that don't have to, fight somebody. But in all honesty, I feel like if you could have a healthy combat with someone, at least you're able to live another day. Able to live to see another day. Put the guns down and really figure out another way to go about resolving your problems with people out there.
Because it's not worth losing everything over a situation.
It's really not, fam. And in all honesty, again, you might be 12, 13, might be in high school right now trying to fight somebody, or even thinking about picking up that gun and doing something to somebody. But think about literally 10 years where you going to be and where that person can be. And I'm telling you, it'll be such a beautiful moment in your life. You'll be like, man, I'm glad that I didn't do that.
Powerful.
For real, because you could ultimately be out there sitting in jail for the rest of your life when you had everything going for yourself. Well, don't do nothing dumb.
Well, I got some talk to text before we run the break. 9069 says, I rate mine a 10. I grew up in the house with my 8 brothers and 9 sisters. I thank God for my mom and my father having 18 kids. I think they did damn good, and we all still living to this day. 5566 says, I was raised in a 2-parent household, and I don't know what the township is, but it was in Virginia. Even though both of my parents were together and involved, both sets of my grandparents were also involved in raising me. My dad was very strict, was a very strict Marine. I would rate my childhood as a 9. All right, when we come back, we'll be on the lines with Justice Wisconsin advocate and author Elizabeth Brown. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Come see Thanalysis live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel on Friday, March 22nd.
Hey, welcome to another Thanalysis show. And we do well coming up in today's podcast.
Be there for the first ever live show for Thanasis as he's joined by his brother, none other than the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I took off my shoes and I was like, go crazy, go hoop. That's all it was.
Get your tickets now at GALiveshow.com. Thanalysis live at Potawatomi Casino Hotel on March 22nd. GALiveshow.com.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Women's History Month. Listen to one of our incredible Truth teammates highlight the remarkable achievements of black women throughout history.
What's going on, Truth Nation? It is DT from the best morning show on planet Earth, Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. For Women's History Month, I want to highlight the queen of rock and roll, Tina Turner, including the incredible impact she has made throughout her life. Born in Tennessee, Tina Turner began her musical career with her future husband, Ike Turner's band, the Kings of Rhythm, in 1956. She was born as Anna Mae Bullock and went on to record as part of the group Ike Turner's band hits like A Fool in Love. The Ike and Tina Turner Revue became one of the most formidable live acts in history. In the 1980s, Tina Turner launched one of the greatest comebacks in music history. Her 1984 multi-platinum album, Private Dancer, contained the hit What's Love Got to Do With It, which won the Grammy Award for Record of the Year and became her first #1 song on the Billboard Hot 100. Tina Turner has sold more than 100 million records worldwide, becoming one of the best artists of all time. She is a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award winner, as also ranked as the 100 greatest artists of all time by Rolling Stone magazine. In January of 1988, Tina Turner set a Guinness World Record for the largest paying concert attendance for a solo artist by performing in front of approximately 188,000 people at Maracana Stadium in Rio de Janeiro. Tina, thank you for reminding women all over the world that life, success has no expiration date. Don't quit, navigate through the adversity, and life will reward you back. Tina Turner, we salute you and we thank you.
Tune in to The Truth as we celebrate the greatness of black women all month long. The celebration of women's history on The Truth is sponsored by the Milwaukee Police Department.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, sponsored by ProgressiveCommercial.com, where you can get a business insurance quote in as little as 6 minutes. Of all the major sports in America, hockey might be one of the least diverse, which makes Tennessee State University's decision to launch the first hockey program at an HBCU look a little odd. Is there any interest in hockey in the black population? For Nick Guerrero, the answer is yes, but it comes down to access and opportunity. Guerrero is director of hockey at TSU. He says the sport's popularity across demographics in Canada proves his point.
Hockey is big there amongst all races and genders. You know, I think it's when we get down to the U.S. where there's more opportunities and more options for young kids. I think that's kind of where it changes a little bit. I think our biggest thing that we're going to show and we're going to prove is, you know, kind of like the NHL's motto is hockey is for everyone.
Starting the program at TSU should create at least one more opportunity for young black athletes in hockey. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yup, 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 like ooh, yup, 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 like ooh, yup, 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 like ooh, yup, 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 yup. Fire beats to the flow right now. Eat her up, show her how you get down. Off the drink, yeah, she finna go round. Get up, hit the ground.
Baseball season is finally here, and we want to celebrate the Milwaukee Brewers with you, Truth Nation. From now through the end of April, we will be giving away tickets to cheer on the Brewers live from American Family Field. For your chance to win a pair of tickets to the game, you must download the 1017 The Truth app and be on the lookout for weekly Brewers push notifications. Play ball with the truth and go watch the Brew Crew by downloading the 1017 Truth app today and wait for those push notifications. Hey, joining me on the lines is Justice Wisconsin advocate and author Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Queen?
Salute, King. All is well.
Hey, look, I guess I got to ask you the question of the day. I gotta get it in. And you know what? I love the fact that, you know, many times when we have these conversations and we talk about the differences that we have, many times the lack of respect comes in because people believe that everybody should have the same experiences that they have or know what they know. But really, it just depends on how they came up.
Correct.
So I'll ask you the question of the day.
True.
What kind of home were you raised in, and rank your childhood experience from 1 to 10 and why? Was it a single parent, a two-parent? Did grandma or other family members raise you, or was it foster care? And then rank the experience from 1 to 10.
I was raised in a two-family household. Had my mother, my father, me, and my 3 sisters. The experience, I would give it a 9.5. The only reason it's a 9.5 because my child molestation. But again, the worst thing was the best thing because I am who I am due to that taking place. So that gave me a fire, a power. Growing up, it wasn't even about what we had because I even remember, you know, again, it is your experience because our worst times was also our best times. Like when our lights got cut off, my dad would make it like it was a camping, like we was going camping.
With the little candle.
And I guess, yeah, we would have the candles, we would pitch a tent, you know, and then he'd show us how to open up canned goods, you know, with a little pocket knife or whatever and cook it like on a hot stove and stuff like that. So, you know, I mean, again,
teachable moments.
Change my child. Yeah, I wouldn't change my childhood for the world. Like, I mean, we had plenty. Well, you know, little kids we always make friends. But you know, both of my parents were. That
was back when you could let the kids go outside.
We got lost until 9 o'clock. You know, street lights come on.
You got to be in the house.
You know, we was drinking out the hose. You know, like you get lost from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Well, street lights come on and you had to be where somebody could see you and they had to know where you at or whatever. Or your mother or your father could come outside and yell. And you had to be in that distance. Because if they yelled and they had to come get you, it was something else. You know what I'm saying? But I would give it a 9.5 all the way across the board. Those experiences was immaculate. Even growing up in Milwaukee and knowing how segregated, you know, we were from everybody else. Me and my sister got involved because, again, I went to high school at South Division. And so they had a lot of diverse things going on, and we got involved in different groups that would take us camping. Like they would drop us off in one area, and then we'd canoe for 5 to 6 days back to where we got dropped or our pickup point. And it was, you know, diverse, but overall it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was really an experience. And the childhood experiences again, do create, some of your, reality as an adult. And a lot of times I think too that, you know, your childhood experiences also can hinder you if you're not able to move past certain things. And I find it, especially dealing with the youth, that, you know, we've been programmed to take everything personal, you know, not understanding or taking into accountability that this is a life experience. You only got one chance in this life experience, and it's about the experience, and we get so caught up in taking things personal. Anybody that ever crossed your path, whether it be good or bad, was there to teach you a lesson or you to teach them a lesson. The goal is to get the lesson so you don't have to repeat the same action, you know. So I just really think, you know, a lot of us, we take things personal, and that's how you start to hold grudges, and you block your own blessings because you don't know how to be a blessing or respect the blessing that curse was. Even when it was a curse, it was still a blessing because, like I said, you know, the worst thing ever happened to me was my childhood molestation. And in the reality of that, now I write books for children. Now I have given my family, who were also, some of my family members who were also molested, to speak out and start to heal themselves. And we're starting to change the dynamic in our family of what's done in this house stays in this house, knowing that communication is the key to eradicate child molestation, rape, and things like that. It's the conversations that we wasn't having, you know, being survivors of some of the most tragic things, especially black folks in America, right. You know, and a lot of times we are silenced, and the silence is the sickness of all traumas. So when you start to have the ability to communicate, and like Benjamin was saying, you know, the fights that we have, a lot of times I think it's due to our lack of being able to communicate,
right.
Properly communicate. We don't know how. And the way we were trained is to misled to believe that, you know, you show your manhood and your womanhood when you're trying to fight someone. And in the reverse psychology of that is you supposed to show your control, that nobody else has control over you. It's your confidence within yourself to know that you not who they called you, who you answer to. So if they called you, you know, the booger monster or whatever names kids call you, right. You know, only if you answer to it. If you know that's not what you are, you're not bothered by that. You know, you understand that emotionally, the majority of the people that then tried to judge you, not judging you because of you, they're judging you because of their insecurities.
I agree.
Usually when the girls or in school, girls be like, oh, she thinks she's fine. No, you know I'm fine. And I appreciate that compliment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, they had to think you was fine to say that.
In reality, exactly. You know, you pointed that out. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So when you know better, you do better. And I think we're in a time where, again, it's our turn to be the leaders of the new school or the teachers of the new school, and understanding that you can make your worst your best, and you can make your best your worst. But just know that you have the ability to change whatever was and make it what you want it to be right now without holding any grudges or, you know, feeling like, you know, because I'm dealing with a lot of youth and they saying, you know, trying to get an understanding on why my mother or why my father. And I just continuously tell them, you not your mother or your father. You are who you want to become. You know, you can take certain things from certain situations, and if it don't apply to you, then, you know, if it don't apply, let it fly.
I
agree.
You
know, take away what can help you become the better version of yourself.
Well,
you know,
look,
and a lot of us wasn't told that.
Well, look, when we come back, I want to get your final thoughts on the show today, Elizabeth Brown. Truth Nation. Stay like that right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call, That's All Gruber Cash giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call, That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call, That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
The Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, we're talking about up to $5 million, which for small business owners, We need that. That's like payroll, that's resources. So can you just let us know, what is the program and why is this lending program so important to Old National Bank?
Years ago, our CEO, Jim Ryan, this program is his brainchild. He was working with Roland Shelton, who you know, Denise, out of Evansville, and they identified that African-American business owners, Hispanic business owners, Native American business owners, as well as women business owners had a difficult time in obtaining financing from the traditional credit partners. And so we went out, created a program, launched it last year, 2023. And so far last year, we have helped over 100 successful minority and women-owned businesses with about $25 million in loans. We've already started this year with almost $8 million in approvals, again, geared toward minority business owners and women business owners that normally had difficulties in obtaining traditional credit finance.
Introducing your trusted partner for all your freight transportation needs, it is Out the Mud Hauling. From local to long distance hauls, they ensure seamless, timely deliveries for businesses nationwide. They offer a variety of services like cross-docking, order fulfillment, debris removal, hazardous material handling, pallet storage, and much more. Whether you're a seasoned shipper or an aspiring entrepreneur, trust Out the Mud Hauling for all your trucking needs across the USA. Contact them today at 262-278-1595. Out the Mud Hauling.
Ever feel stuck in a mental maze, endlessly spiraling? Sometimes an encouraging reminder helps. Be Sad, Keep Going is a mental health and wellness brand by Marina Miranda Creative that reminds you it's okay to feel sad as long as you keep moving forward. By embracing your emotions, you're not just improving your health, but rewriting the narrative for generations to come. Join the movement today and claim 10% off their range of apparel using code KEEPGOING10. That's KEEPGOING10 when you visit MarinaMirandaCreative.com. Be Sad, Keep Going is dedicated to improving mental health by reminding you of your resilience.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tight dress, money long, it's neon. What the C on? By the bad, that's the only thing I be on.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Elizabeth Brown, we about to get out of here. I want to get your final thoughts on the show today.
I mean, as always, Ken, very powerful show every day, all day. Thank you for being who you are and having the platform and allowing us to have conversations that have never been had. Black Talk Radio, just in the black community. So salute to you from being the creator of Black Talk, black people in real time. Like, powerful.
Hey, look, and the twins came through.
I heard some of it, and I'm so proud of them. Salute to the twins.
Hey, look, I appreciate you for being on these front lines. As usual, well, we got a lot of work to do, Queen.
Hey, as always, King, let's get it.
All right, I'll talk to you soon. All right, Benjamin.
All right, there, Tory Lowe from 104. Let's get it.
Hey, Truth Nation, I appreciate everybody for tuning in to the show today. Tune in tomorrow for another powerful conversation. Hey, look, y'all be safe. And remember, respect. Make sure that you understand that everybody is not monolithic. Everybody have different situations. And we just have to be mindful of that so we can come together and make great progress, okay? Hey, look, Dr. Ken Harris up next.
Busy on they that's how that shit tell me, man. That's how my daddy raised me. That glittering may not be gold, don't let nobody play me.
Hey Truth Nation, it's your girl Melanie Ricks from Nothing But The Truth, and I am so happy to let you know the best radio show in Milwaukee is now streaming live on YouTube every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. Yes, your daily power hour of knowledge.